Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, want to give all praises and glory to
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Hashem,
Yahweh
Shai,
Shai,
Hashem,
Hashem,
Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, and blessings to the hopeful and sincere elect. Now, you know, all the Abkeo scenarios is on the horizons. Got the biggest event on the market right now being this election. To see who's going to be the president next week. Was it next week Tuesday?
Yeah.
November the 5th. Remember the 5th of November. Guy Fawkes Day, man.
That's right.
And that's going to be a very spectacular day because either way, whoever makes it out of on the polls, which they already announcing that Kamala has won the election, so throwing out some disinformation out there to get the people roused up, because we're in the midst of a great civil war, more civil unrest than ever seen before on the face of the earth. And in turn, as the order of chaos, as I mentioned, order through the chaos, Esau's going to present what? Martial law, war type laws, man, or more austerity measures to come down on the people. Someone get Revelation 13 because that goes into that. Because it says they spoke as a lamb, but they spoke as a dragon, and that goes to their austerity measures, you know. And the two horns and all that represents the Republicans and Democrats, plebeians and patricians, modern day Republicans and Democrats today, and they also the austerity measures represents the time of martial law, when Esau's going to come down upon the people with great wrath. Revelations 12 and 12. Someone can get that. So we're in a time of great hysteria, great wrath, chaos getting unleashed on the four winds of the earth, but mainly over there in Babylon the Great, because the Lord said he set his eyes on Babylon the Great. He set his eyes upon the sinful kingdom, and he's going to destroy it off the face of the earth. So America's on his way out, man.
That's right.
America's crippled right now. Excuse the pun, but America's crippled right now, and they're on their way out, man. They're circling the drain pipe like harder than ever before.
America is a sinking ship. I mean,
It's the modern day Titanic.
Yeah.
And whoever's the captain's gonna go down with that sinking ship, whether it's Trump or Kamala Harris, man.
Yeah.
It's a Titanic when it was like 45 degrees. It's not even like that. It's that Titanic.
And then
the brass band's playing.
And Leviathan represents the missiles. It even says that in Isaiah, man, about Leviathan. That represents Esau, these wicked ass, the elitists and all that. They're gonna get destroyed, man. They're gonna be destroyed by their own wicked devices. So let's go and start.
You got Isaiah 19?
Yeah.
Isaiah 19 verse 1. The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, rideth upon a swift cloud.
Yeah, it says the burden of Egypt. What represents modern day Egypt? Spiritually Sodom and Egypt. America, man. The burden, meaning there's a course of action, a judgment waiting to be poured on modern day Egypt, which is America. The burden of Egypt, man. And it said the Lord's going to ride upon a swift cloud. Who's the Lord? The Lord Yahweh Shai, who they ignorantly called JC. You know? And he's going to come upon a cloud, a mega fathership known as the chariots, so-called UFOs or UAP. The Lord's going to come flying into Egypt with eagle's wings, man, as it tells you in Jeremiah 49. So the Lord's going to invade this earth. It's going to be an Israelite invasion, not no alien invasion, man. You know? Go ahead.
And shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence.
Yeah, so when the Lord returns, everything's going to be melted, everything's going to move out of his course, man. Because the angels of the Lord are going to be destroying shit, zapping things with the laser beams from the chariots, and also the nuclear missiles are going to be destroying shit as well. They're going to be that's going to be the main force of the destruction of America. But when the Lord comes, even the earth said it's going to shake. It's going to shake at the presence of the missiles, and it's also going to shake at the presence of the Lord and the angels. So this place is about to erupt, man, like a volcano waiting to erupt. And America is going to be, it's going to hold the greatest wrath known to man from the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son, man. Go ahead. And then finish this, bro.
And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
The Lord said he's going to set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. That's the modern day Egyptians are the Americans, the citizens. You even got, back and forth between, the MAGA crew and all that. Whether they're so-called, even if they're Trump supporters, if you're a so-called black Trump supporter, they got beef with the white Trump supporters. So there's no union. There's no real union, man. Yeah. There's no cohesion between them. There's still even infighting between the Trump supporters and even the Kamala. The Kamala and Trump supporters hate each other. and they're ready to go to war, man. So it's going to be Egyptians v Egyptian.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all out chaos is going to break forth. November the 5th, that night or the day after, Abba Ratazar, all hell breaks loose, man. That's what we're praying for, because we need this necessary evil to happen so we can get closer to the day of the Lord and get the fuck up out of here, man. We need this chaos to happen, man.
It says, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom.
So families are going to be divided, man. And even the Lord said that in the book of Matthew. It came to set derision between the mother and the father and the father and the son and the daughter.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be bare derision. And because of this political madness, you know, this identity politics, whatever they call it, people are losing love for each other, man. They're waxing worse and worse.
Yeah.
The love for many is waxing worse, man. And they're basically, everyone's just getting carnal. And they're ready to get carnal because they're looking to, you know, there's even like, at the polls, you had guys holding machetes, you know, Edomites holding machetes at the polls, forcing people not to vote for Trump or not to vote the other way. So people are getting violent, man. They're taking this shit to heart.
Yeah.
They've got emotional interest in this thing, man.
Yeah.
Like scene in that film Civil War,
Yeah.
where the guy asked what kind of American,
Exactly.
you know, that's
There was a Chinese
yeah.
guy there. He said, "I'm from Vietnam" or some shit, and he popped him in his head. Another bitch said, "I'm from the country" or some shit like that. And then the other ones were saying, "What kind of, you know, that's the type of thing we're going into. What kind of American are you? No matter if you're an American citizen. What's the big thing now with Trump? The immigration problem.
Yep.
You're saying that these migrants, you know, they're violent. They're raping up women and all that. You know, they're doing all this other shit. So, but they're so-called American citizens, but illegal. But they're in America, so that's that contention right there. So it's gonna get worse, man, because people are gonna actually start dying off the backs of what type of American are you, just because of a political party, man, that doesn't really have your interest at heart, man. It's all for fucking showing bread and circuses, man.
Yes, man. Says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards.
Yeah, and they didn't just celebrate Halloween the other day, Hallows Eve, which is all about sex rituals and sacrifices, child sacrifices. They just celebrated that the other night, 31st of October. You know, we just got into the month of November now. So that was a high unholy day that these devils, you know, used to celebrate and you know, push their witchcraft upon the people. So they probably had mass sacrifices that they did on that day, that night, to, you know, to push forth for this election, to make sure there's blood in the streets, man, to appease their, you know, their left hand side of Satan on the left hand side. Is anyone now? Yeah, so that we're coming into that time, man. So it's all about this devil being revealed, but his time is short, man. He thinks that he's going to rule forever, but the Lord has other plans for this devil, and it's called slavery. Yeah, you said you had something.
Yeah, and the point earlier you say, like, when Yahushua comes, it's going to be already violence on the earth.
Yeah, what will have to, you know, fire be already quenched? Go ahead.
It's the book of Luke 12 and 49.
Yep.
I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled?
Yes, the Lord, kindle, that's it, quenched. The fire not quenched, that's it. Yeah, no, so the Lord, when the Lord comes, he's expecting this place to be on fire, and it will be on fire. It's going to be a scorching fire. The whole of America is going to be lit as a lake on fire, man. You know? And then when the Lord comes, he's going to add more fire with the laser beams from the chariots. And he's been wanting to destroy this place since 2,000 years ago, man. But what held him back was the prophecies and the fact that he had to do his father's will. Because Yahushua could have, you know, he says that he could have brought 12 legions of angels back then. That's something like over 80,000 angels he could have brought 2,000 years ago to destroy the Roman Empire if he wanted to. But that would have been, you know, not fulfilling of prophecy. Because the Lord had to do what he had to do, go on the cross and die for the nation of Israel. And then we had to fall as a people once again, 70 AD. And we had to go through the transatlantic slave trade before the Lord returns and delivers us. The falling away must come first. So everything's about prophecy, man. Even the Lord's bound by his word, man. You know?
It says Matthew 12:25, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation.
It's exactly. Satan divided against Satan. How should his kingdom stand? Go ahead.
Yep. it says, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. If Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?
Yeah, it's brought to desolation. That's what's going to happen, man. And that's exactly what's happening to America right now. Slowly but surely, it's a slow demolition of the breakdown of the American society, man. The only thing holding up America is that pride and their military and their weaponry and all that. But once that's all gone, America's just done for. The only things left for America is the nuclear missiles anyway. There's no more superiority or no more time for them to rule and take over the whole earth and all that. That time's come and gone, man.
Yep.
Time and chance happening for all men.
Everyone's looking at America like, you know, all of the craziness. I mean, when you got so-called leaders, one's just a straight hoe, right, and then the other's just is a bloody entertainer, man.
Yeah, it's a celebrity.
It's a celebrity. So it's like
what's it called?
cult of personality.
Cult of personality.
You know. Whereas when you look at certain of the other leaders in these other countries, man, they've got that stern look. They've got credentials, right? When you look at like Xi Jinping or like Vladimir Putin, those when you see them, they they got that stern, manly energy about them, man.
Yeah, America used to have that, but that's depleted. Yeah. Same with the UK as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Like Kamala, she's the perfect representation of what America is, a harlot. That gets used and abused because she's representation of a harlot that worked her way up in society and all that, you know, on her kneecaps and all that, doing whatever she had to do. But that also represents America because America is known as a harlot, the whore that sitteth upon many waters, man. And what do you do with a harlot after you discarded her? You get rid of her by burning her, man. That's the punishment of the judgment of the Lord. When you find out your daughter's a harlot, you're supposed to burn her at the stake, man. You know, or stone her to death. And those are two judgments that's going to come upon America because they're going to get hit with great millstones, which are the nuclear missiles, and they're going to be burned with fire. So that's what you do with a harlot, man. You discard of her. So Kamala, even if she gets in or doesn't get in, she's the perfect representation of how fallen America has become.
Yeah.
And most of their candidates are criminals.
Yeah.
Like Trump is a criminal. You know?
Yeah, of course. He's a convicted criminal, but he's still he's still got opportunity to get into the Oval Office. It just shows you how corrupt the system is.
So when we always speak about smoke, basically the circus, bread and circuses of America, every single one of them, like regardless of whether it's Trump or Kamala, have got entertainers as their roster in regards to how to get people riled up to vote, because they're doing it on the emotive aspects of the people. No one's really actually asking questions about real policy. Like they put Beyonce on stage on one side and Trump got Hulk Hogan. Neither of them are fit to discuss any matter of political.
It's all about entertainment, man. It's all entertainment for the goyim because that's what they're into. You know, they need to see something exciting, something exhilarating to keep them on their toes, so to speak. So what better to do? Get their favorite celebs to come out and entertain them. It's a parade, you know. It's just a parade. Because either way, it's all rigged anyway. It's all rigged, man. Whoever makes any votes or whatever, the shit's rigged anyway at the polls, man. They already chosen who's going to be president before the election started, man. They're selected, not elected.
Ecclesiastes 10:6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place.
That's exactly what it is, man. And it tells you that fools go into the house of mirth. So that's all that is. That's all folly and mirth. All those convention shows, and they're just there talking, saying anything just to bemuse the crowd, just to get some cheers, get the people roused up. It's all folly, man. Folly set in great dignity, man. That's the modern day pop idol, you know, talent show that they're showing on all these different conventions right now. Who's got talent and all that. That's what that modern day convention of the political parties are today.
It's a comedy show.
It's a talent show,
You know what I'm saying? Exact talent show. Like America's got talent.
You've got talent or a pop idol, you know, all that old contestant shows, you know, to see who wins the fucking crown. That's what it is. That's the same type of energy that they're pushing, man. It's not really about real politics, real policies, about helping people. It's all a celebrity fun fest. It's all BS, man. That's why these people are so dumb. When whoever makes it into office, they're gonna totally turn their heads on them, man. Like the poltergeist, they're gonna turn on them, man. Like the Exorcist or some shit, and they're gonna reveal themselves as the devils that they truly are.
There's a meme where it's basically like a car driving down one of them American highways, and like someone's getting chucked out the back, and then it was basically captioned, what the Democrats do to black people, so-called, after each election, because that's one of the things they'll always peddle: the
Yeah.
Hispanic vote, the black vote, and this,
Yeah.
that, and that. Then they get into office, and it's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it ain't for you. This,
Ain't for you.
when the founding fathers were writing all of their different things, right? Jake was 3/5 of a man.
Yeah, they were in
according to
slavery,
them.
man. Yeah.
You know,
And the founding fathers were a bunch of Masons, a bunch
Yep.
of devil
and
worshippers.
pedophiles.
And they had slaves anyway, man. So
Yeah.
they definitely didn't care about the slaves at that time, and they don't care about them now. It's all you know, all these, you know, Democrats, you know, getting them popular votes and all that. It's all BS, man. You know. And this guy Trump, what was I gonna say now? Oh, I forgot. It slipped my mind. I'll borrow, when they come back. Someone get Revelation 13 though, the two little horns. But yeah, these devils are gonna reveal. They're gonna show you what time it is when all hell breaks loose, man. Trump or Kamala, they're gonna show you, man, because they're paid ops, man. They're paid to do what they do. They're working for the bidding of the you know, the wicked elite.
And I grab this
The bankers. Go ahead.
before. This is Deuteronomy 17 and 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord Yahweh thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
Yeah, these people ain't our brothers anyway, man. They're of another seed. And even if Kamala was so-called black, really she isn't anyway. Because I heard a lot bloodline goes back to the Amalekites as well. You know, so she could be a Elamite or Amalekite, whoever. Not they have come from that bloodline, the 13 bloodlines and all that. Who knows, man?
Yeah.
But either way, they're not for our people, man. They're definitely not for Jake.
Yep.
You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They want to exterminate you, man.
Because she's, even if she is a J, because the brother's going into, who's she working for?
Exactly.
You know?
And what's her main policy? Abortion.
That's, literally.
She wants to abort you niggas, man.
Literally.
At the highest rate. She wants to get rid of you niggas.
Yeah.
So she's not for you. Trump wants to send you niggas back across the border. And if you come back across the border, he said you're going to be exterminated. He said you're gonna put in the books that you can be executed on sight, basically, for trying to cross the border.
Yeah.
So they're not for you, man.
Yeah.
They've never been for our people. Now they want to stick C-hips in you, man. Everyone's coming up with these digital IDs now and all that. They got laws in the books. I did a sit down the other day on the digital data law that they're going to proceed with over here in the UK. That's going to push for basically digital IDs. Like you say, everyone to be authenticated, man. That's what it's all about. And what's the perfect way to control the population? By putting C-hips in them, man. By putting the mark of the beast in them, so you can track and trace their whereabouts. So you don't have to worry about people jumping over the border because they're gonna have the C-hip in them.
It's gonna be a digital border.
Exactly. A digital all for all. You know, a digital all for all, man. That's the sit down the other day. It's real talk, man. That's exactly what's coming.
Poetic.
What's syllable rhyming on that?
And that guy, because they had that guy Obama, and he's nothing but a stand-up comedian now. Quoting Eminem bars and all of that. He's nothing but a stand-up comedian. No one takes him serious. You know, because he failed at his tenure. He failed during his tenure.
So Jake suffered on
And then he wants to come talk about Trump and all that, and like how he took over his office and he already done stuff, and it's all bullshit though, because they're all doing the bidding of the damn devil, man. And Obama's nothing but a damn hammer anyway, man. He's not even for our people either. He was never for our people. He was for the alphabet club and all that. That's who he was out for. The first GAY president and all that. So this is all BS, man. And Jake always fall for the okie doke. They fall for it every fucking time. That's what's the most annoying part. The Jake won't fucking wake up from the BS that's going on. They always fall for the guy, like the entertainment aspect of it, and they forget what's really going on behind the scenes, man. But read Revelation 13 real quick, whoever has it. Two little ones.
So we go Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. And
two horns like a lamb, representing the political party. Because how do they always present themselves? Like they're for the people and all that. Whether it's Democrat or Republican, they act like they're here for you. Like that's what Kamala always preaches. Oh, she's here for the people. She's not here for politics. She's here to, lower taxes and free up the people. Freedom for the people. It's all BS. She don't care about the people. She don't know. She don't have a fucking clue about the people, man. It's all hit talk. And then Trump as well, like, I'm better this and I'm that. I'll do this for you, I'll do that for you. They come as a lamb, but really they've got fucking dragon's teeth. Go ahead. Bunch of hypocrites. Go ahead.
And he spake as a dragon.
They speak as a dragon, meaning their austerity laws. There's like now they've got all these different laws on the books about martial law, all the Abigail scenarios, Rex 84, the King Alfred plan. They got the red list, the blue list, the black list, whatever list, the yellow list. The Rex 84 is all about martial law, arresting citizens and putting them in internment camps. They got FEMA camps all over America, man. Why ain't Trump talking about that?
Yep.
Yes.
The King Alfred plan, how they want to lock up different people that are, dissident against the American government. Huh?
And if I can add, people may think that all of these ideas are far-fetched, but they forget what happened in 2020, 2021, right? How basically the media turned people against each other. Right?
Yeah.
What were they saying? They were saying, if you ain't got the juice, right, you should die.
Yeah.
Remember, they were just straight. And this wasn't unlike no fringe. These were like talk show hosts. What was it like? Jimmy Fallon and them.
Yeah, everyone
right?
was saying it.
Yeah, straight up saying if
Piers Morgan, all
Yeah,
the devils were saying it.
if you don't take it, you
Yeah.
deserve to die.
You're a threat to national
You're
security.
spreading the
Exactly.
You're spreading the disease because you don't want to take the germs that they put in them,
them juices.
some juice shots.
So basically showing you that all it takes is the right a witchcraft, because that's what it was,
Exactly.
and then people will be basically willing and okay with watching other people being put in internment camps. Right, all you got to
No,
say
they
is they're a threat to us, and then the
Yeah.
people will be with it.
Because at the part of the Rex 84, the King Alfred plan, is saying that the right wing Trump supporters, the right wing, they're calling them domestic
Tease, yeah.
what's the word?
See?
Extremists.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to say the T word. But they're calling them domestic. They're saying the right wing are domestic extremists. What's that a hit word for? And they're saying that people that are domestic T's should be put in internment camps. So why they keep spreading that on the news? Because they're putting that in people's head that the Trump supporters are the enemy of the states, and they should be locked up, put in prison, and then exterminated. And that's exactly what's going to happen.
What was the other word? Christian identity, something.
Yeah. You got different groups, and all those different groups are putting those lists. The King Alfred plan, the Rex 84, all of that. They're putting those lists. The Jade Helm, they're putting those lists for extermination, man. And that goes into what? Revelations 20 and 4. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to resist, especially the Israelites that are going to resist taking the sea hit, and they're going to be put in them internment camps, and they're going to be led to the guillotine to be beheaded. Capital punishments coming back, man. Firing. Even Trump said that in one of his rallies. He's going to have the firing squad. He's going to bring back the firing squad to execute people, execute illegals. So this is in line with prophecy. If Trump gets into office, he will become a tyrannical dictator like Hitler, man. He will become that, man, because that's his role.
Sure.
He doesn't care about the people. You Jakes are so stupid. You're thinking he's for the people because he's been around a few black people a couple of times, man.
So some gold Air Force.
Yes, because he put a few black people in the Trump Towers and all that. He's not for you people, man.
That's
He
cool.
never has been. He's an elitist. He's part of the cabal. He's doing what he's been told to do.
Like I say, you just gotta follow the money trail, man. At the end of the day, they're loyal to Amalek because Amalek is the one that has the largest pot of money that rules the society.
Yeah.
Jake don't rule shit.
And that's the one thing that they got in common. Kamala and Trump, they both back in Israel.
Yeah.
No matter what wickedness they do, they're still gonna back Israel. So
Yeah.
it shows you that they've been paid for, man.
They've been paid for, man.
They're compromised, man.
And all the celebrities are paid for as well, bro. Because at the end of the day, when in the ancient times, like we read the precepts, when the Lord would choose the king didn't have to, like King David didn't have to go on a tour of all the 12 tribes of Judah to convince people. So
I'm the guy.
I'm the guy. Forget Saul. I'm the guy.
Exactly.
And then he didn't have to pay. Like they tried to pay 50 Cent $3 million to go perform Many Men for Trump.
He said,
Like,
fuck that.
and he said, "Fuck that," because he wasn't trying to get involved in politics. But all
He
them
knows it's
celebrities
going to stay in his name. That's why.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be, in league with the bureau. You don't want to get into that political
Nonsense.
Yeah.
That's it.
'cause It stains your name, man. Because if something goes wrong, they're gonna say, "Oh, but you back this guy."
Yeah.
Yep.
But that just shows you the way that this world operates. They're gonna pay a man $3 million to perform a 3-minute song and make a stage appearance.
Yeah.
And you're there, you can't afford your rent, you can't afford.
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
can't
Surprised they ain't
afford-
done a concert, man, because they had all the top stars.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't do a fucking all-out
They might as well have a
Rock
boxing
Rock
match.
Nation
Yeah.
concert.
They should have got Ric Flair out, yeah. And had it-
I'm surprised they didn't do a Rock Nation concert,
That's
son,
it.
or We Are the World.
Get
Yeah.
Type
ready
shit
to
with all the
rock.
celebs, with
Oh,
MJ and all them back in the day.
Yeah.
All the celebs on the stage singing "We Are the World" and all that
Yeah.
bullshit, man.
That's crazy.
So
That's exactly
SmackDown-
what they was trying to push.
Yeah. So SmackDown versus Raw shit.
On the back of what you just read, you was finished, right?
No.
Yep.
Whoever's got it,
Revelation
whoever's
13,
got
yeah.
it.
So it's the back of that. It says Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
See, when you track, like the brother said, when you trace the track, this devil's history, these Edomites, these so-called white people's history, you know that there's a pattern. There's a pattern of bare wickedness and corruption that they've had since the colonization. That's why when King Charles went over to Australia, they was on his ass, man. It was like, why are you coming over here? You ain't our fucking king.
That's
We don't recognize you as our king. You're a damn thief. You're a colonizer, man. Get back on your boat and go back to Great Britain, man. You damn colonizer. Don't come over here because of their history. And Esau's had the same history over periods of time, over centuries, man. You got the same pattern. He comes in colonizing people, stealing their resources, their heritage, and he puts people in increasing debt. This is what this devil does, man.
Yeah.
He always has ulterior motives. He's an habitual liar and an habitual backstabber. You can't trust this devil, man. With a pinch of salt. Anything he says, he does the total opposite. And that's what's happened throughout history. That's why all these nations, you can go throughout the history and see like a myriad, a chronological order of all the corruption that these, the Great Britannia, America, all these different European nations have done over the earth to colonize and do what they've done to take over the world, man.
Yeah.
And they're still doing it to this day. Look at BB, man.
Yeah.
He's just out there publicizing his corruption, man.
Yeah,
in people's face, throwing it in people's faces,
Yeah.
and people acting like he ain't doing nothing wrong.
Exactly. So they're basically like, what you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
That's just,
Now they're saying they're gonna stick biometric devices in those people over there in Gaza. They want to stick chips in them, man.
Yeah.
What's that all about? I thought he was about the freedom of the people and all that, man.
That's
And
it.
now he wants to put them in 15-minute smart cities, and sort of stick chips in them, man.
Because that's the prison that Esau's created, man. And that's why it's so imperative that we warn the people against these things. It's one of the most important things, right, that we can speak about, which is that MOTB, right? Because when you've got that device, there ain't no going away.
There's no turning back.
There's no like going left or right. Like, this man's gonna know exactly where you are all the damn time, control everything about you, man. If you just think about how much harder it is to maneuver, right, where in privacy when everything is tracked on the what do you call it?
Privacy's gone, man.
Privacy's gone, man.
They show you that in that movie with Will Smith, Enemy of the State.
Enemy of the state, yeah, that's
and they had
it.
the NSA.
Yeah,
And they were saying on the we're going to take away your privacy and all of that. That was all from back then. It
exactly.
was onto people, man. National security and all that. Now they're actually enforcing it, man.
That's
And
it.
people are with it because they're so dumb.
Exactly.
They don't realize that the government's, stripping away your so-called rights, which are really just privileges, man. So that shows you you're still a slave. You're an
Exactly.
indebted slave in this society. Straw man and all that.
But yeah, more importantly though, if you take that thing, man, the Lord's going to destroy you.
Yeah, if you take that sea hip, that's the end of you, man. Because
Yeah.
you would have pledged allegiance to worshiping the devil.
That's it.
And that's why it says, woe unto you that go into the Egypt. America
Yeah.
represents Egypt, all over, as I mentioned before.
Yeah.
This is woe unto you that put your trust in Egypt. Woe unto you that go down into Egypt for help. So these niggas are going to go to Esau for crying, FEMA, help me. And some catastrophe happens again. They're over there in North Carolina or Florida. And they're going to be begging for FEMA to come help them.
Yeah.
And when they come, they're going to come with them sea hips, man.
That's it.
And then you're gonna be had in derision because
Yep.
anyone that gives consent unto these devils, the Lord said you're gonna be trodden underfoot.
Yeah. And then the worst thing is you're gonna go to E, hoping you're gonna get some food, right? You take the C hip and E still won't feed you. That's the worst thing about
God
it.
said they're gonna take you idle and feed you with things offered
Yeah.
unto idols. So they're actually gonna feed you, but they're gonna feed you some
Exactly.
abominations, man, in them internment camps,
man.
rations and all of that. It's all like the Hunger Games when they show you the Hunger Games
Yeah.
of different districts, and the districts are fighting against each other and all that. It shows you. They show you in these Hollywood movies, man. That's called predictive programming, man. It's not no made up thing. You know, people get upset because we mentioned movies, but that's how Esau talks to the world, man. He talks to his elitists because they own everything in this world. They're the top rich families in the world. So how else are they going to talk to their people? Yeah.
But it's just like any creative does that. Like, I think about it every now and then. It's sort of like, for instance, if ourselves, you know, amongst ourselves, let's say we're out and about, you know, we'll be speaking code, right, and all of that sort of stuff. We'll be speaking in code, and we're all kind of just like smirking and laughing. No one else is understanding what's going on.
Yeah, because it's not given unto them.
You know what I'm saying? And even if like you're let's say you're into like, you know, Bows will do this where let's say they may set up a company or whatever, and the company will have something, but a brother can understand where the name is coming from, but no one else is understanding where it's coming from.
Hidden messages.
Hidden messages or brothers,
hidden in plain sight.
exactly.
Yeah, and that's what Esau does. He hides things in plain sight because he realizes that people are just very sottish.
Yeah.
Like the scripture says, our people are sottish children, man.
Yeah.
So you can put something playing in Jake's sight, but as long as it's entertaining, Jake won't see the hidden messages behind it.
Yeah.
Like all these celebs and all that they keep prostrating and, you know, popularizing and all that, putting on the pedestal. When they're all of them a bunch of witches and warlocks, man.
Sure.
Just ask Diddy, man.
Yeah.
He's a straight warlock, man. But they'll still put him on the pedestal because he had hits in the 90s. He was a hit maker in the 90s, so they was put him on the pedestal and omit the fact that he's been raping up little boys, 10-year-old boys, and bare children have been disappeared for this guy. You know, people keep turning up dead around this guy. They're going to put that aside for the simple fact that he was a hit maker in the 90s, man. So these people are sottish children, man. This is like when the Lord was in the scene. What did they do? They called for Barabbas, man.
Yeah.
They called for Barabbas, a straight up murderer, thief, probably adulterer, all of that wicked. He's a criminal, put it that way. He was a high level criminal, man. And they wanted him to be set free instead of our Lord, Yahweh Shai. He didn't commit one sin. He didn't transgress one law. But they wanted to put Yahweh Shai on the cross just for him preaching the word, the gospel. And they wanted to, you know, they always got the term free this man and free that man. Or free Kaaba and all that. Free this nigga.
Which goes to show that
free little Dirk and all that. Or this guy just got out of prison, young thug.
Yeah.
Free young thug and all that. They want to free these niggas, but they don't want to free up the Lord. So that just shows you how sottish our people are, man. And that's why 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed in these last days.
Jeremiah 4:22. But my people is foolish; they have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding.
Yep.
They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
Yeah, our people are wise to do evil, man. That's why they're always in some corrupt activities, man. Whether it be stealing, robbing, and, you know, murdering, shanking up, you know, chefing up their own people, or committing adultery, all types of wickedness, man. But they're wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no understanding, man. To turn to these scriptures and turn to the Lord and repent and come out of this wicked ass society, their mind's not there. They just think that this is their haven, man. This is where it all begins and this is where it all ends. So they're going to carry on in that simple ass behavior. But they don't understand this place is at its end, man. And the Lord's coming to judge this place.
Yeah.
And we're out here, the prophets are out here on the highways and hedges week in and week out, warning our people, trying to get them to turn back to the Lord. And what we realize, like the scripture says, only the elect are going to turn back. We ain't concerned about the whole nation, because the whole nation is not going to return.
Yep.
Go ahead.
You got some? I got some.
Oh, you got some?
Yeah. Unless you got some, bro.
Yeah, I got some.
Yeah.
So book of Isaiah 60:1 say, "Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee."
Yeah, the light, man. Who's the light? Yahweh Shai. And it's only given to certain men, man. Because Isaiah 8:20 told you if they speak not according to this word, it's because there's no light in them. So the Yahweh Shai is not in certain men, like Vocab Malone. Vocab's a straight up heathen, man. You know? And he's been set up to be a scorn in this truth. Basically come up against this truth, but he's doing a lousy job. Him and his compadres, man, whoever they are. You know? But certain men have been set up to have this light, which are known as the elect, the holders of the light, the rule holders of the light, of the rule Illuminati, is the elect men of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the Israel of the Lord. That's right. Those are the true men with the true knowledge and wisdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So they're the holders of the light through Yahweh Shai, man. The true holders of the light. But then you got the dark forces, the princes of darkness, being the Edomites, and they think they're the holders of the light because they're using it in wickedness. You know, they're trying to establish their new world order, but their shit's coming to an end, man. You know, and like the Lord says in First Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, man, the Lord said that we're of the day, we're not of the night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we got the light, which is Yahweh Shai. You know, and that's why we're out here pushing this truth. The Lord said you can't, you know, take your candle and hide it under a bushel. You're supposed to expose it and put it out there for everyone to see the light.
So
Go ahead.
For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and the gross darkness the people.
Yeah, that's the confusion, man. That's all the deception that these people are under. You know, believing in all these political parties, believing that they're all these different terminologies and different nations and all that. When really everyone comes out of the Bible, man. Out of Noah's 3 sons, either from Ham, Shem, and Japheth. If you don't come from one of those 3 lines, basically you're non-existent, man. You don't exist, because those are the only 3 men that repopulated the earth after the flood. So everyone has a biblical name, but everyone's going under these modern day terms and terminologies, and you know, these derogatory terms. West Indian and all these different people are just bugged out of their mind because they're not seeking towards their forefathers, man. They don't want to know their actual history. They want to believe what the white man tells them their history is. He was just Africans swinging on trees, eating bananas. You don't want to search out your own history for yourself.
Yeah.
Scripture says seek out your forefathers, man.
Yeah. And if I can add, man, and that's why ultimately, man, what does the scripture say? Was it Matthew 7, right? About wide is the gate? Because when you look into a lot of these philosophies, man, that Esau will push out there, man, it is, if you ain't got the Lord, you're gonna get tripped up, man.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I've been watching that, which I like it. You know, we go into certain history, that ancient apocalypse, man, and it's just like the amount of time.
I ain't watched it yet.
Can, but it's like the amount of times where it'll be given like some good history, you know, the general points about the timeline that Esau was given is BS. But then like the amount of bones in there, like, you know what is it like? I like my tilapia and that, but tilapia's got bare bones.
Sea brim.
You know, if you
got them small bones.
Exactly.
Watch out for the small ones.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sea brim and all that.
And because that's what Esau will do. He'll be presenting truth, and then he'll just put a bone in there. And if you ain't careful, you go and choke on it. Unless you're seasoned, unless you know how to remove the bones and stuff.
Exactly. Take the meat out of the bones. And all
you know, so that, and it also goes into a lot of these like so-called truthers that Esau will set up. Like what's the most the lizard guy, man? What's
the
his
name?
David Icke and that.
Alex Jones.
You know, they'll bring out. So like, they'll bring out information, but then they'll make you go left with it. Because it's true, the elites, they're a bunch of assholes. But they ain't no bloody.
They'll never tell you about let's destroy America.
Exactly.
They always feel like let's rebuild America in our image type shit. But America's gonna be destroyed. So you ain't giving out the full message. You're basically being disheartening, and you're giving half-assed answers, man. You're not really giving out the truth. You know, because if you're like Alex Jones, he'll say the elitists, the shadow governments and all that, we're controlled by the globalists. You know, we need to get rid of the globalists and all that. But then you're going to say, but we need to still, maintain America and build America up again.
Yeah, and they never tell you who these globalists are.
You keep saying the globalists, but never give names. You know, so that shows that they're paid opposition.
They're paid off, man.
You know,
whenever it comes to court, they don't want to hold up, man. Because that's the thing. Scripture says, you shall be brought before kings and princes, basically as a testimony. But guess what? We ain't gonna pretend. We ain't gonna start changing. Oh yeah, no, actually, because what did my man do, InfoWars guy, do when he got brought up in front of them charges, man? All of a sudden, no, I never said that, or really I meant this, or actually no, it was really X, Y, and Z.
They're not men of their word.
They're not men of their word.
They don't have integrity, man.
That's it.
You know, there's a difference between them and us. Is we have something called integrity and loyalty to the Lord, man. So even if we're brought before kings and judges, we're going to curse these devils out and tell them the truth, that they're going to be destroyed, and we're going to see you soon in chains, man. And we don't give a shit if they put our heads in guillotines and all that, because we got something called faith, which these other people don't have. Alex Jones, all these guys, they don't have faith, man. That's a gift given to you by the Lord, man. So that's the one thing that the men of the Lord have that's different between all these so-called truthers, man. We have faith in our power, man. No matter what happens to us, good or evil, he's going to deliver us anyway.
Yeah, real quick.
Go ahead.
Matthew 11:6, and blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me.
Yeah, right. And we're not offending the Lord, man. So that's why we're willing to die for our cause. We're willing to die for the Lord, man, because he died for us. The Lord did it, man. The Lord put himself on the cross for us, man. And so when he got on the cross, he said it is done. It's finished, man. meaning he done what he was supposed to do for the Heavenly Father from the orders of his Heavenly Father Yahweh. He did what he was supposed to do, and we got that same mindset. That's why the scriptures talk about having the same mindset as Yahweh Shai, man. Even in suffering, man, arm yourselves with the same mindset as Yahweh Shai, because he suffered it, tremendously for us, man. And we know that we're not, the servant is not greater than the master, man.
Right.
So we know in these last days we're going to be demonized. All these videos coming out, all these, the deep fakes and all this shit. We expect it, man. We expect the dominations and the demonization.
100%.
Because we know we're the top enemies of the state, man. When he saw, even Trump said it the other day on Joe Rogan, man. He said there's prophets out there that said that the world's going to end in the Middle East. Where did he get that from?
Mm-hmm.
He actually said that on the Joe Rogan program, man. That got millions and millions of views, man. He said that the prophets say, that there's prophets out there, and they say that the war's going to start in the Middle East. Where did he get that from? That's in the book of Joel.
That's it.
The Valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat. And the war is going to take place in the Middle East. The war of Armageddon.
Yeah.
So he didn't just get that from nowhere. They're watching the men of the Lord.
That's right.
That shows you that they're watching us, man.
Yeah.
From the top elites to even Trump to the lower middle class, whatever, man. They're all watching, man. They all know about the Israelites, man.
I don't know if you remember back when we used to teach out in Enfield and that.
Yeah.
Right, there was a guy who was just like some nerdy looking Elamite geezer, right? And he came up. He was like, "Hey, we've been," he basically was asking questions like, "Hey, we've been talking about you in the pub." They were basically saying that they've been, and this was just any random guy, man.
Yeah.
So that the point is, especially considering that the apostles, have been out there for so long, right? In the chief place of concourse, and it was a place where if you could visit in America, right, you would have seen it.
You can't ignore them.
You can't ignore it, man. Visiting New York, and especially the fact that the Lord has had different brothers in all of the different chief places,
Exactly.
chief place of concourse,
spread out.
Spread out. But you can't, if you ever visited London on a Saturday, right? You came past it.
Even if you have other camps, like other groups,
exactly.
There's still Israel, and they still got the 12 tribe sign out there.
That's it.
And they're saying that we're Israelites and that, so people still seeing them, even if they ain't got the whole 100% truth like Great Millstone. There's still brothers out there in different camps, still out there on the highways and hedges, pushing the word, man. So people can't be ignored. All the thousands and millions of videos that's been on the YouTube since 07, man. I'm sure there's been millions of videos. If you add up all the videos from all the different camps, it's probably in the millions, man.
Yeah. And
from 07, man.
And then if I can add as well, you get all of the scoffers. Like, for instance, you got that fucking moist, so-called African wannabe like Chaka Bars. I remember one time he clipped one of the IUIC vids, right? And then he was basically, look at the way they speak about the black woman and that. Well, guess what? You just marked all of your followers because they saw that. That means that's what the scripture says. There's no cloak
for their sins. Yeah, no one's exempt.
They help the gospel
exactly.
forward, man. So those messages they've been pushing or condemning us what we are doing is helping us, even to follow the gospel, man, to the elect.
That's it. And that's Matthew 24 and 14. If you get that real quick, and then someone get 2nd Ezra 16 and 71 and all that.
Yeah.
Because we're the real main enemies of the state, man. The real enemies of the New World Order are the Israelites. And Esau knows this. That's why they're coming out now talking about us, and they're getting ready to defame us more and more.
Yep.
And then they're going to put us, certain brothers, on trial, man, before the world, to trying to put us, damn us basically before the world. But what they don't realize is that's going to be more credence for the Lord to step in and put an arse whooping on them, man. Because when they start trying to expose us and to demonize us, that's when the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to step in,
exactly. Because the scripture says, Isaiah 59:19, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, and the Spirit of the Lord shall raise up a standard against him.
And that's going to be the last stronghold of Esau. That's going to be like the last great assault against the children of Israel at that time, man, when they come up against the prophets.
That's right.
And Esau knows that's why they can't overstep, because once they do that, they can't go back.
Yeah.
They're fucked after that, because Yahweh Shai is going to send the angels to show his power, man.
That's right.
To protect the elect. So go ahead.
Yeah, can I get a priest on what the brother just said? This is 2 Corinthians 13:8.
Yeah.
For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth.
Yes, even the scoffers, like Vocab Malone, they're thinking that they're putting us in the bad light. All they're doing is shedding more light on us, man. Even though he's more demented in the brain than ever, and finding reasons to try and butcher the scriptures every damn week. All he's doing is shedding more light on us, man. He's losing more followers. He's losing more followers than gaining, basically.
Remember,
every time he speaks about us. Go ahead.
remember the time when Apostle Hall was going through the comments, and you had a guy that was like, "Thanks, vocab. I would have never heard about the Israelites were it not for you."
Yeah, exactly. So the Lord has many means and many routes of pushing out this truth, even by the scoffers, top scoffers on the internet. He uses them to push this word, man.
Yeah. And that's why Esau, how's Esau thus far? Because we know he's going to come down, but thus far, how has Esau been coming up against us? He's been coming up against us via proxy, right? Whether it's the riots that they had over here in England a couple of weeks ago, or like different, they'll be saying, the Muslim, but really they're attacking things that we kind of say, right? He's been coming at us via proxy because he understands, right? If he was to put us up on Front Street, you're going to have a lot of people that are going to be like, what they're saying makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
as of late, we haven't had as many. Back in the 07, 08, 010, them times you had major scoffers. More scoffers on the comment board than ever. But nowadays you don't have too many scoffers, man. Because most of the things that we used to say are actually coming to pass, man. People actually seen.
Some of them will become believers, man.
Exactly.
Because the Lord gives, Lord gives a chance to everyone to repent, man.
That's
So Jake, anyway. And if you're part of the hopeful elect, he give you a chance to repent.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when that destruction comes, no one's exempt, man. If you ain't part of the Lord's elect, you're done, man.
Yeah.
You're going to get scorched by that fire. You're going to be put out there, man. And even what? This guy, Tommy Robinson, just got arrested.
Yeah.
They put him in jail for so-called domestic crimes and all that. Now he's in jail for 18 months. Really, they want to do that to the men of the Lord. That's what we're talking about here, Matthew 24:4. And then read them second Ezra.
Matthew 24:14, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
So it said this truth's going to be a witness to all nations. So everyone has to hear it, whether you like it or lump it, man. Whether you're Elamite, Ishmaelite, Edomite, wherever. All these nations have to hear this judgment, man. Isaiah 34 tells you that. It's the same thing. This word's going to go out throughout the whole winds of the earth, man. That's why no one can ignore this truth and say they never heard about the Israelites. Even if they didn't watch a video, they're going to know that who the Israelites are. Those guys that used to be on the highways and edges, screaming on the corner and all that. And talk about end of the world and the white man's the devil and all that. Even if they don't know the in-depth, the program of what we talk about, the prophecies and all that, they know that the Israelites, those guys that used to be on the corner.
There was used to have a thing called Love at the Apollo, comedy show on the BBC around a few years back, where you had this. It was one of them. He was a Muzzy basically, and and then you get these. He said BHI, right, and then they stand on the corner, right, and then they believe they're superior. And then they call the white man the devil. Well, and then the whole crowd started laughing because Esau knows he's the devil, man.
There's comedy, there's truth in comedy, man. They call it food for thought.
Exactly.
There's truth in comedy. What up? There's truth in comedy, man. And they know that, that's why they laugh about it, because they know in the back of their mind that's the truth.
Yep.
But then people just don't want to say it because it's not exceptionally, it's not well respected in society. So you can't come out and say the white man's the devil, because everyone's going to class you as a racist. But life's all about racism, man. Everything's about having classes and being separated, segregated. The Lord never had it where all the nations were supposed to come together anyway.
Yeah.
What was the Tower of Babel all about?
That's it.
Well, why did the Lord separate the nations back then? Because we're not all supposed to be. The segregation is a thing, man.
Yeah.
Racism is a thing. The racism just means you're for your race.
That's it.
It's not a bad thing.
Let's go back to the street.
Yeah. They even like all the 12 tribes. We're like 12 nations within a tribe.
Yeah.
In the kingdom of heaven, it says there's going to be 12 gates.
Yeah.
For all the 12 tribes. So that's segregation right there. Even within Israel, there's segregation. The Lord gonna have the whole tribe of Judah here, the whole tribe of Benjamin there, the whole tribe of Ephraim there, the whole tribe of Gad here. The Lord's about segregation, man.
Yeah. And then there's a whole thing. I forget the law exactly. It's a bit intricate, but the whole thing about inheritance, where it's like if you haven't got sons, and they're their daughter, but you've got daughters, your daughter has to marry someone in your tribe so that the inheritance doesn't pass from that tribe. I forget. I said it's a bit of a techie one, but even just on that, it's just like this here is for this tribe. And it can't be passed along.
Like when we had the tribe of Levi could do their own thing. They weren't supposed to intermingle with other tribes like that. That just shows you the Lord's always been about segregation. We're a nation of people. We're like 12 different nations within one nation, man. But the Lord said, Judah, you're going to be over here. He didn't say Judah and Benjamin, you're going to intermingle over here. Ephraim and Gad, you got to intermingle. No, he's like, you got this land, and this is your land, man. Don't intermingle like that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So Lord's always been about that, man. But these devils always trying to, throughout the ages, they've mixed and matched things and changed up terminologies and new speak and all this other shit. So now
part
people are
of his
confused,
witch-
man.
It's part of his witchcraft.
Isaiah 60, yeah.
It's part of Esau's witchcraft because Esau's the one that will say racism is bad. Like, he's the most racist ass motherfucker out of
And
all
to
of them.
show you how the monarchy is, he'll just say all black people.
Yeah.
But you got black Asians, you got black Arabs,
Yep.
you got dark skinned fucking.
Everyone's dark. It's just
You know what I'm
him.
saying? It's just you're the only nation that stands out. You're the only
That's right.
denominator.
That's right.
All the nations that of old are really dark skinned
Yeah.
people, man. So how can you say all black people? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not all just black people. We're different shades of brown and we're different nations.
It's not Bengal, but like one of them South Asian nations.
Dark
They're
as fuck.
dark as hell.
Filipinos are dark as fuck.
Filipino. You know, even I remember one time, I saw this Chinese woman. At first, I was like, what the hell is she from? And I was like, oh yeah, no, she's Chinese. She just gets dark, you know, because of the
Natural.
sunlight.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
Mongolians were dark as hell.
Yeah. Everyone's once again, it's just Esau. Everyone gets dark, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Original Japanese and Chinese, when you see them old black and white pictures, they look dark as fuck.
Yeah.
Darker than brothers, man.
Even like today, they'll get dark, but obviously because of the stigma around being, because in a lot of these
being white
lands,
and shit like that.
basically being dark means that you're a laborer because you're in the sun all the time.
Negativity.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas like being quote unquote like lighter skin is like, oh, you get to, it basically means you're more
You're highly
princely.
favored. Yeah.
You're highly favored. You're working indoors or you're not working at all. Whereas if
Upper
you're
class,
dark,
basically.
yeah, you're a field worker and stuff like that. Okay, but in the kingdom, all of that's going to be correct. Scriptures talk about the turning of things upside down.
Oh, you can get that. Isaiah 29, 16.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's exactly that witchcraft, man. As the brother read Isaiah 60, the confusion, man, has confused the people because all nations are dark. That doesn't mean we're all the same fucking people, man. We're all different nations, man. The Hamites are a dark nation. They had another dark people known as the Israelites in slavery. And that's when you go to them tombs and you see the pictures. They show you a dark skinned nation having another dark skinned nation in slavery.
Yep.
So does it mean that because they're black, they're all the same people? No.
And I don't know if you brothers remember, like at least for me growing up, man, I always used to look at the so-called Somalian kids. I was like, well, why they act black for? In quotes. Because in the spirit, it was like, these men are different.
Yeah.
And then come in the truth, find out it's because they are different. They ain't Israel.
Doesn't Amos say that we're likening to the Ethiopians?
Yeah.
We look exactly like the Ethiopians. Same kind of kinky hair, nappy hair, same skin color, just different features, man. Like you know that the Ethiopians usually got the big ass foreheads. So you can tell the difference between the Ethiopian and the Jake more time. They got a different like type of head shape. And all that. You know, they got that Hamitic type look. You can tell the difference. But like, look at Obama's daughters and all that. Obama's daughters, they look like straight up Hamites, man. They might not try and look like or act like a Jake, but you can tell that they're straight up Hamites, man. By the way they look.
Different.
They got a big ass foreheads and all that shit. They're Hamites, man. They ain't no fucking Israelites. You know, Obama just about got away with it because he had a mix with a white woman.
And his training as
Yeah,
well.
and his training, he was groomed up, so he tries to act like he's a so-called black man. But really, you know, that's why he was quoting Eminem raps, because Eminem, like, who loves to rap the most out of all the nations of the earth? Jake, innit? So that's why he tried to quote raps and all that. But he probably had to practice for hours in the mirror to even get the first couple sentences right. Heavy. He had to probably practice forever in the mirror for that, man. Because he's a Hamite, man. He ain't no Israelite.
God. The nation I was thinking of was Sri Lankan. So you know when you see Sri Lankans, they be dark as hell.
Oh yeah,
They'll be darker than all the brothers here, like straight up.
But they'll stick their heads in the cow's ass and do all kinds of heathenistic shit. That's why the Lord said, "Follow not the way of the heathen." Wasn't a dark-skinned nation in the land of Canaan before we got there? The Canaanites was in there. They're a dark-skinned nation. Why ain't the Lord giving them promised land? Because they're a bunch of fucking heathens, man. They was doing all kinds of abominations in that land. Child sacrificing, odious works of witchcraft, sticking their heads up cows' asses, humping animals and all of that. They was doing all kinds of foul shit. So the Lord said, get rid of those niggas, man. Yeah, they're dark-skinned people. They ain't my people, though. Those are a bunch of fucking Hamites, man. So the Lord's about segregation, man. That's all it's about. But go back to 2 Kings 16 real quick.
The meaning of
Okay.
less. The meaning of less from online etymology, which is say people descended from a common ancestor. class of persons allied by common ancestry.
Sorry, read that again. I didn't even hear that. Sorry.
People, I mean, race. You say people of common descent.
Mm.
Or ancestry.
People of common descent. What the word race means, which goes back to the Hebrew word raza, which means just nations, nationality, like NATO and all that. Nationality. Go ahead.
It goes on to say, people descended from a common ancestor.
Common ancestor, like Jacob. He had 12 sons, man. Common ancestors, man. And those same people throughout history have procreated and come back in the same line. There's no nations that have been done away with. The scriptures tell you that. No nations have been done away with, man. The only tribe that's been done away with in Israel is the nation of Dan, tribe of Dan. But all the nations are here on the earth.
Mhm.
So the progeny of Jacob is still here today.
Mhm.
His sons, his ancestry, they're still here. Go ahead.
And also goes to French. Race means in the area it's called Radha, which less breed, lineage, family. And also,
Yeah, because it's a family. That's what the whole seed thing is about. It's about your family seed. So Jacob has a seed, Ishmael has a seed, Elam has a seed, and that's it, man. They all have seed. Edom has a seed, man. Different nations, man. This law said in Rebecca's womb there was 2 nations, man. Should be separated from thy bowels. One shall be greater than the other and stronger than the other and all that. The elder shall serve the younger. So the Lord already set that up from the womb, that Jacob was going to be different from Esau, man. It was never going to come together, even though biometrically or not biometrically, biologically, they are brothers because they came out of the same womb. But the Lord said, "Nah, man, we're separating those nations. They ain't the same nation no more, man."
Yep.
Esau's a different nation. Jacob is a different nation, man. They're never going to intermingle.
Yep. 2 manner of people are in our womb.
2 manner of people, man. So that's what it is. But Esau like to mix things up. He's messed up the people's minds. Now he just thinks all black people are the same.
Yeah, made it about color.
Yeah. And only white people are fucking benevolent, so-called righteous and all that. When they're the biggest devil on the face of the earth.
Yeah.
But he would just come out and say, "Yeah, trust the science." And all that. And people believe him. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 14:1. Ye are the children of the Lord Yahweh your God. Ye shall not cut yourselves nor make any boldness between your eyes for the dead. And why did the Lord have to say that? Because there was other dark-skinned nations upon the face of the earth that was doing that.
Cutting up their flesh and all that.
Yeah.
Tattoos and shit.
Yeah. Which that's a big thing now.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. And one of the things that the elder pointed out, man, was like, it's always these, and when you notice it is always like hella demonic, like symbolisms and stuff like that.
They even try to put scriptures and all that. But
Yeah.
they're going off, man. You
Going
can't be putting scriptures on your body, man.
Yeah.
Get a phylactery or something. Do that, man. Put it on your doorpost or something.
Yeah.
That's better off than putting it on your damn
Yeah.
skin, because you don't live by it anyway.
Yeah.
You put that on your skin
Yeah,
and
real
say,
talk,
"Yeah, only
real
God
talk.
can judge me." But you're the biggest demon on the fucking
Yeah.
face of the earth.
But when we tell them the Most High's judgment, they don't want
Yeah,
to
they don't want to
hear
hear
it.
Yeah, only God can judge me, but then you're out there shooting people in the
Yeah.
middle of the club and all that.
Yeah, only God can judge. But then when we're telling you the judgment of the Lord, it's like, yeah, if you don't fix up, the Lord's going to destroy you. Or
Then you're
not.
saying F the Bible. and all that.
Exactly.
But you got scriptures in your arm. John's 3:16 and all that. Like, all these things, but like Jake's like some of the biggest hypocrites on the earth.
Ma-
You put them damn tattoos
Yeah.
on your skin, man.
But it's like, certain of the tattoos these women be getting, especially, man, I'll be demonic.
Yeah, no,
remember-
it's worse than the guys.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it used to be like little one tramp stamp
Yeah,
here. You used to
exactly.
get the one the belly button or the back tramp stamp. And now they got sleeves.
Yeah.
They got all the legs done.
Crazy.
It's just demonic. All the titties or
Yeah,
got tattoos
yeah.
on it.
I remember seeing
Now
one.
they're tattooing their faces as
Yeah,
well.
it's crazy. I was gonna say, I remember seeing one chick. What do you call it? She was sitting with her man, and I was looking at the guy like, "What the hell?" Because she had Medusa on her arm. I'm like, "Bro, you can't see if that ain't a red
I
flag."
understand, bro. You shouldn't be with that bitch.
You know?
She had the arm bare as well.
Yeah, it was showing. It was like a Medusa on her arm.
Some of these girls be pretty as well, but they fuck themselves up with them stupid tattoos, man. They just fuck themselves up because they got demons on them,
That's
man.
right.
It says that someone turned aside after Satan, man. So you can't be trusting these, especially the black woman, man.
That's
You
crazy.
just had a black woman, top herself off a damn cliff in Niagara Falls with her and her 2 children, man.
Man.
black woman, you know, because she wanted to be independent. So why did you jump off a fucking cliff in Niagara Falls, man? Killing you and your killing her and herself and her 2 children. Why? Because you ain't independent, man. You need a man to support your dumb ass. Now you're all in this, all of you in the spiritual realm because of the black woman, man.
True.
That's why we always say stay away from the black mamba, man. Stay away from the black woman, man. Them black heifers, they'll lead you to an early grave, man. Apostles and elders ain't saying that for no reason, man. And you're gonna find out more and more in these last days how demonic and how much of it, even with the whole political thing, all the women are coming, all the black women are coming against black men because they want to vote for Kamala.
Yeah,
and so it just shows you that they're enemy, man.
And once again, what is Kamala's presidency basically based off of? Abortion, man.
Yeah.
About
fuck the black man.
Fuck the black man, fuck the children, man. Right? When your entire campaign is a campaign of death, right? And then you've got, and we women in the crowd, woo! When I like watching comedy, and then whenever the topic of abortion comes up, everyone in the and it's like, man, this place. And that's why when we say America's going to be destroyed, people be looking at us like, but why? That's one reason.
Yeah, high levels of fucking witchcraft, man, and all this, you know, women trying to usurp authority over the man. It's out of order, man. And they told you that in the scriptures, Isaiah 3:12. A woman shall compass a man and all that. A woman rule over them, and Jeremiah says a woman shall compass a man. That's a curse, man. That's not no blessing for a woman to be speaking over men, to usurp authority. You women are supposed to shut the fuck up around men, especially in the congregation of the church, as they call it. You women want to be outspoken and talk your shit. And that's out of order, man. But this whole society is out of order. That's why they got a fucking female woman who probably never even busted 9mm before. They want to put her as chief and staff, commander in chief. She probably never lifted up a pistol before, man. How's she going to, a president's supposed to be like a war general, man. Yeah. Supposed to have experience in arms and war and all that. Warfare. What experience has she had other than in the bedroom, man? You want to put her in the Oval Office to lead over the whole. Yeah, that's why America's a laughing stock, man. Yeah. No one takes America serious no more.
Here it is. You've got bloody Putin. Fighting bears.
Putin's ready to shoot them missiles, man.
Doing ice baths, fighting bears.
Putin's ready to attack America. Putin's getting ready to attack America, man. Because lo and behold, he's got them missiles, and they talk shit. They try and downgrade to talk about the missiles. I was watching one other video, whatever it is, talking about Russia's missiles, the Tsar 2 and all that, Satan 2. Bro, these things are like 50 megatons, like destroy. Like
they're destructive.
50 megatons of TNT, man.
Yeah, 100%.
They're doing World War II. They had 15 tons of TNT that they could destroy, the atomic bomb. These missiles that they got now, about 50 megatons of TNT, but they're trying to say, nah, it's not going to do as much damage as they thought. Are you fucking crazy? One Satan 2 could destroy the whole of America and spread forth throughout all the different states, man.
Yeah, it was just what one of them can destroy, France and Texas and that.
Within 30 minutes, man. You're talking about, you're trying to downgrade the missiles, like to say that they're not as powerful as you think they are. That shit is the most destructive force on the earth right now.
Yeah, and if I can add, it ain't even just the fact of the missiles themselves, it's the fact that the Lord is in the missiles, man.
Yeah. Exactly.
Lord,
So the fire's going to be extremely hot, man. It's going to be even worse than 50 megatons. The Lord said you're going to light that whole land up. And then it was talking about Yellowstone, like he was talking about. Yeah. They're trying to say, but even with a 50 megaton missile, it won't make the Yellowstone won't erupt. Are you fucking crazy? They tried to say that in the video, bro. And I said, I was like, bro, but he's man serious. Yellowstone, bro. Wow, one missile will ignite that shit, bro. Yeah. We talking about Tsar 2 won't ignite the fucking Yellowstone, bro, to be erupted. Are you trying shit, bro? One little stone will make the volcano erupt. You're talking about 50 megatons of TNT won't make a volcano erupt, bro. I was watching the video, I was like, bro, these men are taking the piss. They're just always trying to downgrade the thing.
All the false sciences, isn't it?
Yeah, peace and safety, yeah.
Bro, that shit is the most destructive force. That's why they call WMDs weapons of mass destruction. The law calls them the weapons, the waster to destroy. They're called wasters.
Yeah. Even when the use of them is referred to as MAD, mutually assured destruction.
Yeah, mutually assured destruction. They said that in the thing as well. But then, wasters created to destroy it. That means it's going to waste the whole land. How many precepts in the scriptures talk about the Lord going to leave the whole land desolate?
And the thing is as well, if I can add these, in fact, let me grab this real quick.
Right? You're going to sweep the whole land with the besom of destruction. Come on, man. What the hell are you talking about? When Tsar King Putin pushes the nuclear buttons, America's through. And then you're gonna have China involved, all these other BRIC nations involved as well. America's done, man. What do you mean? Acting like it's gonna be some light thing. Like America's still gonna be standing after a nuclear attack.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So 2 Peter 3:10 says, "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall part."
That's why, even though as mad as that sounds, them saying that the volcano won't erupt, yeah, they got to get the people stupefied.
Shit.
They got to get the people in the sense of,
Yeah, they don't want to
know,
scare them, innit?
yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Because the people got to be,
Safety,
they got to be, the people got to be kind of just operating on a day-to-day basis. So when the volcano does erupt, it's like, oh my fucking god!
Come on, man. That shit's gonna erupt
Yeah.
beyond
Yeah.
belief.
But that's why part of the part of the witchcraft with the whole Ukraine war, for example, is they keep saying, "Oh yeah, Russia, they're just losing," as if whatever, to make the Russian army seem like they're some kind of weak, so that when it does come to that time of the draft, they go and just jump. Yeah, right. Russia could even beat a bunch of Ukrainians, and then
Well,
they're
they're
gonna
trying to-
realize.
They're trying to downgrade.
Oh my God.
They're trying to down talk the missiles up, trying to say that a 50 megaton TNT won't erupt Yellowstone over there in America. You know, the Tsar
Crazy.
2 and all that Satan bombs.
Satan too.
It's not going to do as much damage as they said. Bro, that
Crazy.
shit will turn America into,
What?
you know, the missiles, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
say
saying
that again.
they're saying the Satan 2, the Tsar 2, whatever it's called.
One bomb.
Yeah, the nuclear bomb won't erupt. You know, Yellowstone.
Let them have it, man.
Bro,
The Lord's gonna drop so many nukes, man.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
About one nuke.
but they're trying to.
Alright, cool. Alright.
Yeah. But they're trying to.
The Lord's gonna
Yeah.
launch more than one nuke on them.
Yeah.
Lord's gonna launch nuke and spiritual fire
Yeah,
from the
bro.
chariots.
The Great Millstone.
So we
And-
could have the debate. We could debate about the
power
veracity
and all that.
of the power of the weaponry when they're boiling in the fire.
Exactly. This is America's going to be a lake on fire, man. Like the Esau's probably just that thinking it's not going to happen, bro. It's going to happen, man. America's going to get burnt asunder, man.
Yeah.
There's not going to be no one left on the shores of America, man.
That's right. Yeah, it says, in the which the heavens shall pass away with great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
The element, Isaiah 9:5, if someone can get that.
Yeah,
The elements are going to melt with fervent heat,
Yeah.
meaning some extreme Terminator 2 Judgment Day type
Yeah.
heat, man.
Yeah,
The Fahrenheit that you can't
Yeah.
even breathe in, man.
because they say them nukes be hotter than the surface of the sun.
That type of heat that you can't even fucking stand in, man. Your flesh is gonna consume away. Zechariah 14.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
You gonna be turned into fucking ashes in seconds, man.
So as the cities of Sodom,
Sodom and
Gomorrah.
Gomorrah. Yeah. The hell are you talking about? They're still trying to find where Sodom and Gomorrah are at to this day. They don't even know where that place is. That place got turned into fucking ashes, man.
Rightfully so.
So what do you think's gonna happen to America then? America's the spawn of wickedness on the face of the earth. The Lord said his eyes upon the sinful kingdom is going to destroy it off the face of the earth.
Yeah, these people are insane. You know, here it is. You got
Yeah, make sure the cameras.
if you look at the narrative they're trying to spin, they try and make the Democrats look like, you know, they're like just some crazy LGBT crazies, right?
Yeah.
And then the Republicans are these righteous bastions of righteousness, which that's it's not the case,
Hell no.
because no sitting Republican president has outlawed homosexuality.
No.
They've not. I went and did the research. Trump is not saying he wants to outlaw abortion.
Or the LGBT.
He isn't saying he wants to outlaw LGBT. He's not saying he wants to outlaw being transgender or make it illegal. If you want to know about real anti-Batmanism, you got to go to places like Africa, where these men pray the police get there before the time, before
Put the tire on you.
they send Kojo to the fucking petrol station. And the my man's are there praying that before Kojo comes back with the petrol can, that the police turn up and you actually get put in jail.
Yeah.
Because it's illegal.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just say, we're not going to fund it. Because that's what he's saying. You know, Trump's basically saying they're going to cut. Notice the word cut. Not make it legal, but to cut the funding for the operations. He's not outlawing. He didn't say he's going to come up with an executive order by the Spirit invested in him by Christ to outlaw. No. So this idea that the Republicans represent righteousness and the Bible and Christianity, and then the Democrats represent Satan, it's all a lie and a fabrication. And how do we know that? We just had Halloween.
Exactly.
Was it only the Democrats that were celebrating Halloween, or was it the Republicans? No, universally,
Yeah.
everybody was celebrating Halloween. Elon Musk celebrating, you know,
Yeah.
they're all celebrating. Well, hold on, isn't Halloween Satanism?
Exactly. You
But
put
I
out the
thought-
list. You put out the list. I saw that list.
But so
Child
then,
sacrifice.
that just shows you that it's a Babylon is rightly called confusion. They're trying to make it look like good versus evil
Nah.
on both sides, but really it's just evil.
Yeah.
And what's gonna come from that? Destruction. Yeah, carry on with that precept.
There
Like,
you go. Exactly. Imminent doom.
They
Doom
said-
and gloom.
that Caviezel guy said that Trump is the second coming of Moses or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I
like.
heard that. I was
All this
like, bro,
BS, man.
They keep doing that, bro. Like
They're saying
stupid.
in Trump we trust, and
Yeah.
they're building up this guy like,
Like he's
oh,
a
God
prophet.
saved him from the bullet
Yeah.
and all this madness.
twice and all that.
Yeah, yeah, like.
Whatever, man. Trump
But
ain't
it's
no
these
prophet
goofy
of the Lord.
Christians, because that just shows you Christianity is not in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yoshai, because they're in darkness, man.
Yeah.
They're
Speaking
in just
about
as much darkness as everyone else. You know, because they have no idea what's going on.
That Christianity is like the biggest fallacy in the world, man. It's
Man's
really
got
got people
Pastors
confused.
praying over Trump.
Yeah, all that.
Well,
And they
is
already
it?
put out this little stem or whatever saying that Kamala won already, so we don't even know.
He wouldn't even make Satanism illegal in America.
No, who nothing. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. He probably legalize everything.
You just wait for whatever they do. All you people that they've gassed into voting one way or another, what you're doing is giving your energy to the
Yeah,
ritual,
yeah, emotionally,
and you're
emotionally
giving them
interested,
permission.
yeah.
And that's what you don't realize, that them elites, they work on permission. So they're like, listen, when we fuck these people up, listen, they were down with it.
Mm.
They were
Yeah,
down with it. They
yeah.
were voting. They were in
You're gonna
tune.
blame you, yeah.
They wanted
Blame
this.
you.
I ain't signing up for none of it. You people are signing up.
That's that Habakkuk 2, strong drink. Go on to that, give them strong drink, and you're forcing it down people's throat. But then you're gonna act like they wanted it, and then you're gonna blame them when everything goes wrong. So that, you know, we expect disaster and destruction, but we want them to break out into chaos anyway.
Yeah,
We're hoping that
it's
it
gonna
does,
be.
man.
It's gonna be amazing, because
It's a
these
long time
people
coming.
hate each other now.
Yeah, man. Really hate, like husbands and wives in the households are hating each other just because of this
Insane.
republic, democracy shit, man. Democratic shit. I mean, you know, this politics has really divided people.
Yep.
But it
Too
just
much,
shows you that,
that social media got them on gas,
yeah,
and then the policies, it's really key policies that the media is pushing on them. Like, they don't, none of these men understand the economy and all that. Which if they did, they would know that really they've been set up to fail. We're gonna talk about it. Same thing with the UK. The UK was set up to fail, not by Labour or by Conservative, but by the government
in general,
in general. Throughout, they keep increasing the debt,
the budget and
and then it gives them an excuse to tax the people. But then when you look at what they're spending the debt on, it's not for the people.
It's bullshit.
Because
Like,
really, when you put yourself into debt, right, you're meant to be putting yourself into debt to something that's productive,
Yeah.
that's going to reclaim the debt, and bring benefit. But really, what is war? What did the war? All these wars they spent these hundreds of what did it benefit the people? Nothing. You're just paying for a war.
Yeah.
When they blasted Iraq to hell and back, well, how did that benefit the general British public? Nothing. Whether the Iraq war didn't happen or did happen, it would have been better if it didn't for the British public. You know, but we'll get into it. Go on.
Yeah, because they announced the public the budget the other day, and the woman they was all expecting like some high quality praises, and you know she's gonna revamp the whole government, and she was just said, "Nah, you're gonna increase debt."
Bro, it's fucked.
You're
If you look at the books, all these countries are basically bankrupt. They're bankrupt, and but it's by design, because they want the deficit to be so high that they give them a reason to come in and tax you and take away your property. That's the end goal. The end goal is to take away everything you have, to bring you down to the ground. And you see the farmers now. One farmer's already committed suicide. I don't know if you heard about that. They found a man hanging from in the barn so that his kids could get the farm before the damn budget comes through.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, and now they're saying the farmers are going to be protesting on the 26th of November. They're going to bring, same thing was happening in Netherlands. So what they were doing in Netherlands, now they're doing it in the UK now.
People are pissed, man.
Yeah.
They'll get Proverbs 29.
Real quick one. This is just on the trust in the politicians. Jeremiah 17:5. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord.
Right. If you're trusting in these political parties and you claim to be like of the Lord, you've departed from the Lord. Because none of these political parties represent the spirit of Yahweh Shai.
No.
Never. There's never like I don't care what Bible they swear in on. I don't care how Tony Blair went to visit the Pope and all this bullshit. Their policies, what's the word policy? Their policies and the things they do is not guided by the scriptures. They don't come out and say, okay, the budget, okay, yeah, the scripture says this, the scripture says that. But, oh, we're gonna legislate for a law because based upon the scriptures, this is what it should be.
Never that.
Never that.
We're gonna at least make homosexual illegal because there's a death penalty in the Bible. So, but no, Uganda did it, and
Yeah,
they tried to
Uganda did.
violate. Was it
Yeah.
Uganda or something?
Yeah,
One of them.
Uganda,
yeah.
And they tried to violate them. But hold on,
Yeah.
where's your policy? Because they could go into the Bible and say, well, the scripture
According
said
to
they
the
should
law.
be put to death, so
Exactly.
it should at least be illegal, right?
Mhm.
They make murder illegal, right? It's illegal to murder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So at the very least, adultery should be illegal
Yeah.
and punishable
Death.
by death, but they ain't gonna hand out death, so you should at least go
Prison,
jail too.
yeah, prison.
You should be going to jail for adultery. You should be going to jail for flipping homosexuality, but they don't do it, do they? No, their laws are not based upon the spirit of the Lord. And Paul said, yea, we established the law.
Yeah,
And he is a Christian of Christians.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But your law system isn't based upon Christian values.
No, it ain't. Never.
Go on,
This is the book of Isaiah. I mean, Psalms,
so-called.
Psalms 50 and 16. But unto the wicked,
Call them anti-Christians.
Anti-Christian.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
Yeah.
They're not with anything that the scriptures say, really. They're against. They pretenders, especially the Republicans and these conservatives. They're pretenders. They ride in the fence. They want to pretend like they have some form of righteousness, but they really don't. And they never have.
Psalms 50 and 16. But unto the wicked, Most High says, what art thou to do to declare my statutes? Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
Right, these men claim to be the light of the world.
Yeah.
Or the American Christian, they pride themselves on their evangelical work throughout the world, spreading Christianity. But yeah, what you've done is you didn't really spread Christianity, you spread the system of so-called white supremacy through Christianity. Because if you were truly spreading the gospel and the word of the Lord, don't you think the world would be a different place?
Exactly.
Don't you think the world would be a better place if you were spreading the fundamentals of love thy neighbor as thyself, thou shalt not lie? But you're the biggest liars.
Habitual.
That's how you do business in the world, through lying and scheming,
Yeah.
and usury. And your whole system is based upon keeping the people ignorant and in darkness. Omitting, lying through omission. Lying
Yeah.
through omission. And there's levels of deception. If you look at politicians, they exhibit the highest level of deception,
Yeah.
which is lying through telling the truth, but what's not omitting?
Twisted.
The word is dressing it up. So if you listen to them carefully, they'll tell you the truth, but it's dressed up so that you don't really understand that's what they're saying. So that when you go back and confront them, but you said this, hold on, did you listen to what I actually said? That's how a high level liar operates. They're not gonna just come outright and tell you a lie. They'll tell you the truth, but it's a roundabout. They'll dress it up with this word, that word, so that they can come back on the other side and be like, actually, no, because they don't talk straight.
No, never.
They don't tell you straight
That's
up.
the one biggest thing with politicians. Anytime they go on a question show, whatever, they ask them direct questions. What are you going to do about this? But you know, this
Yeah.
circumlocution, they speak
Hey,
around.
case in point, if you read the like agenda 2025 or 2030, right, and you read it like a moron, oh, it sounds good, right? But if you read it from what it actually is, you'll understand when they're telling you about reduced production and all, they're shutting down all the factories. Sustainable development is another way of saying, listen, we're going to shut it all down.
There's a graph
nations.
which basically shows the correlation between carbon emissions and whether you're a first world country or not. And effectively, they say there is no such thing as a first world country with low emissions. So when they're saying there ain't going to be any emissions,
Yeah.
they say it's going to be all third world countries.
See, so that's how they make you think they're doing something good,
Yeah.
but in reality, no, they're speaking evil. Equality,
Yeah,
or we want to
I'll
bring
say, yeah.
gender equality and wage equality. Yeah, that just means you're going to bring everybody down
Down,
to the
yeah.
same low level.
Yeah.
And you see that now with them attacking the middle class even more.
Yeah.
Labour's going after the middle class.
Yeah, of course,
They're
yeah.
dragging everybody down.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, they just talked about the national wage. If they raise it,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
going to be the youth problem, the youth's fault that the national wage is being raised. But they're just finding reasons to
Yeah,
blame
yeah.
things on people now.
Yeah, because even on that, because on the budget, it basically says they're gonna raise the national wage, but then they're also increasing taxes. So then it's like, wait, then how are businesses
What's
going to
the
be able
point?
to afford
but
that?
they don't want
They
them
don't want that.
Exactly.
because they don't want nothing more than a giant corporate world with only mega corporations and basically the government and the mega corporations are one entity.
Yeah.
And they show you that in certain movies like Tekken.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
the whole country, just a corporation that runs everything. They're gonna reduce all the different the choices that you think you have
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
80 different types of apples. You don't need all that. You can have one apple. 80 different type of clothing.
Yeah.
No, you can have one clothing, and it's the same clothing for everyone. Just like what they show you in
Equilibrium.
Star Trek. Everyone was wearing the same type of garments.
Equilibrium as well.
An equilibrium.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where they want to get the situation too. So that old little boutique doesn't need to exist.
No more, no more.
Your little corner shop, all that stuff, none of that needs to exist. They're destroying all of that.
Yeah.
You will own nothing
Yeah.
and be happy. So now, who owns everything? The government, the corporation, which is run by the elites
Mhm.
through their AIs and all sorts.
Yeah.
That's where the end goal is. So everything they're doing is to further enslave and destroy the people. But at the same time, they have to have these politicians through their trickery
Yeah.
to sell you a dream, which is what Trump's telling you.
Yeah.
Kamala and Trump are both telling you that they have the way to they're gonna bring you to Shangri-La.
Promised land.
They're not exactly telling you how
Yeah.
in any real world way,
No, no.
but it's just that's why most of what they'll talk about when they get on stage is bullshit. If you listen to Trump, if he was a serious leader for a nation, when he goes to the RNC, it'll be boring. Nobody would watch it because he'd be like, "Listen, we need to do this.
Yeah.
Get that slide up, get that thing up. We need to do." That's how. Because this is a big problem that needs serious solutions. Now it's gonna be like with the weather down there, and it will be all this
Fluff.
fluff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, and then a few talking points with no details, no real details,
Just
and man
cheers
buy
from the
into
crowd,
it.
isn't it?
That's true what the elder said. Because when you were saying, I was thinking about if you want to get like funding from someone, you got to put together like a pitch deck.
Yeah,
You got to like go in depth. You got to be
Gotta
like,
see
what
return on
this?
investment.
very tedious,
Yeah.
very boring.
Yeah.
But you go to these on the campaign trail, it's entertainment. Roll out, hey brother, Hulk mainly the Trump. What the hell's going on here, bro? America's in crisis,
I
bro.
tried to rip his shirt.
You need
Cutting the
nerds.
strong.
You need nerds to be up there talking
That's it.
numbers. But the majority of the people can't even consume that because they've been dumbed down and they're ignorant. They just want to consume. Man,
Folly, yeah, folly.
you know, Trump doing this. Oh, he's just the greatest. Oh, he's just- like, and then they make fun of the Kamala people, but it's the same thing.
Same thing,
She's just a character and cackling, and then roll out Beyonce
Yeah, Kelly Rowland.
Usher and that.
and just throw out some empty rhetoric. Yeah, that's got nothing to do with the real issues that they're facing. And then they might get Elon up there and they'll be like, everyone
Yeah.
thinks he's a genius, so don't worry, Elon will fix it. Bro, he can't even fix Tesla. That stuff Tesla is alive because of government welfare. Oh no.
I was going to say, seeing thou it is instruction, and cast my word behind thee.
Right, the word of the Lord is not at the foundation of neither the Republicans or the Democrats. This is a fact. They are not consulting when they get in their meetings. They're not reading the scriptures and the proverbs and all that to consult it and basing their policies. In fact, their policies are against the Bible. Feminism is against the Bible, right? How? Let's go back to the destruction of America. Hey, this election is beautiful because it's just further confirming that at the height of this dark demonic world, the people were just dumb, stupid, confused, and under just mass psychosis. Mass psychosis, man. Now in our kingdom, we're not going to dumb the people are not going to be nowhere near this dumb. This is ridiculous. This is insane, and nowhere are people more dumbed down than in America. This is,
America's worse.
and that's meant to be the peak of civilization.
Because even
Hulkamania, brother. What the fuck is a wrestler doing up there trying to tell you?
Like 60, 70,
washed up.
Listen, I don't think people understand that what we're seeing has really never been seen before in history. There's never been a celebrity. Yeah, you always had famous people, but this celebrity worship has never really existed the way it does because of technology. And we're seeing just massive amounts of witchcraft, man. That's why we got to get Isaiah 47. Massive levels of witchcraft being worked on people. We've never seen this level of witchcraft before. This is next level. You know, like when you're watching Dragon Ball Z and a man are going to that next God Kai type shit. You're like, oh shit, no, they've never seen this level before. This is the level of witchcraft that's out there, man. It's serious.
Strong.
It's strong.
strong drink.
It's strong drink, man, on both sides.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So, but back in 2 Peter 3:10, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
That day is inevitable, and that judgment has been placed upon America, Babylon the Great, whether you like it or not. And you go into the book of Revelations, it speaks about and is it 20? It says he shall Gog and Magog to go into perdition. Meaning America was always on the road to perdition. They made a movie called Road to
Revelation
Perdition.
17 said the eighth head shall go into
Okay, that's a good one. America was always on the road to perdition. Every step, every event in American history is leading it towards this inevitable doom, this inevitable destruction. And no man can turn it left or to the right away from that destruction.
That's it.
Trump can't turn it left to the right, and Kamala can't turn it left to the right. Obama didn't turn it left to the... It doesn't matter who you put in there. Whatever they do is going to go towards the fulfillment of prophecy.
Real quick. Yeah, because, you know, you've got the MAGA saying, MAGA, make America great.
Which MAGAs I heard is a demonic term now.
Probably.
Yeah,
Most
100%.
probably.
It's a witchcraft.
Yeah. But then Jeremiah 51, it told you, man, we would have healed Babylon, but Babylon's not going to be healed.
Yeah.
So we know by him making that statement, that's a false.
Well, he didn't heal
statement.
Babylon when he was in for the 4 years he
There
was
you go.
already in. And then obviously because they're on the psychosis, they make a bunch of excuses
Yeah.
as to why he didn't do this and didn't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, they were fighting against him, this, that. Okay, so what's going to be different this time?
Oh, damn.
Bullshit, man. Don't do the
They're like
shit.
Arsenal fans, man.
Yeah.
Blaming the ref all the time, man.
Cheerleaders.
Can't get it over the line. Sorry, brother. 1-0, you know. Hot garbage. And then Netflix FC, man. It's always the next season. Oh, man. I got hurt, brothers. Feelings. They're gonna make videos about me later. Man. Sorry, man. Yeah, go on.
Revelation 17:8. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit.
Right, the beast that was and is not is the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
It was and is not, meaning it rose and then it fell,
Exactly.
but then it came back again and it was reincarnated. The spirit of Rome is back again through America. America's nothing more than the Roman Empire all over again. It's got the same spirit, same vibration, same architecture, same democratic system, same corruption, same problems, because the corruption inevitably leads to the same problems. You got the patricians and you got the elites that are just basically just sucking. I'm sucking America dry.
That's it.
They don't give a damn about America, man. The elites don't care about any one country. They've pilfered America and the American people. The majority of American people are really like, when you look at the statistics of what America is, man, look at places like Mississippi and man are down bad out here. The same thing in the UK. People like to glorify it because they like to point the finger at these other third world countries. But really, if you look at UK and you remove London,
It's peace.
it's peak. And then even in London, if you remove certain areas in London, you remove Chigwell and you lose specific areas, Stamford, and then you just leave East Ham and fucking
That's it. East Ham, yeah. Elam Central.
Stonebridge.
Elam Central.
If you leave those certain areas, them man, they got
done,
iPhones,
it's done.
but they're down bad out here. The disposable income is non-existent. Man, I got bare credit cards and debt. They're down bad.
Yeah, man.
The reality is the majority of people are down bad, even in the West.
Yeah, man.
Even in the West, and it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Because the middle class is getting hurt out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people are working class, and the working class is stinky, man.
Even
All they got is just bare entertainment and drugs and escapism.
Yeah,
They have
yeah.
access to a lot of escapism to escape the fuckery.
That's it.
That's all it is. They have the more escapism than you're really gonna get in the third world.
Well, yeah. It's like I was gonna say, you get a lot of yeah. They may be broken, whatever you want to call it, but there's a certain level of contentment
Yeah.
that they have. That's why.
Yeah, some of the city countries they may have lands. I mean, people
Yeah.
may have lands and houses. But here, it's everything. I mean, doing the treasure, as you said.
Bro, them man are that they got depressed. It's just escapism. You remove all the escapism today, and the place will just fall apart instantly. Man have to be distracted from their life. Why do you think they need all the panani out here? Listen, a certain man, if they don't get panani every night, bro, they'd probably kill themselves. Because panani is a form of escapism.
Yeah.
That's why man are chasing the panani so hard. Because, bro, you need something. You need to bust a nut something. Because if you don't bust that nut, bro, you know what I mean? You're through. You start thinking about your life.
Yeah.
If you don't drink all that alcohol, you start thinking about your life. If you don't take that crack or that heroin, or if you're not getting them likes on social media, if you don't get them dopamine hits, you're finished out here. You should be able to not have any of that and be cool and just be chilling with your brethrens and why you can't even be around your own friends without getting mad drunk and on drugs because they ain't your friends anyway. You need to escape them too. That's why the drugs is such a big ego. All things which is a form of escapism is just mad. That's why man, the whole life is about the NBA or MLB or football. Man are really getting heart attacks every weekend about their team. Why are you so invested in your team? Because it's a form of escapism. You're living vicariously through someone else because you can't live your own life. And then when the man's that are most a rich person ain't really yes, they'll sit up in the box and watch the game. They don't care if man lose. We lost.
They're not that.
It's the man them that's down there that all their money went on the season ticket. Their wife's butters. Their kids are stupid in school.
Living in debt.
They're working 60 hours. So when Arsenal inevitably like flipping fucking bottle the league
3 seasons in a row. Arteta
Ready to kill someone.
because they need to live their life through Saka. Because they can't have their own life. Their own life is not happy, man. So you remove all that escapism from Babylon and from the West, which is gonna happen. People lose it.
And that's why French scripture says one of the reasons scripture speak about like people returning back to their own people, because you had a lot of people that came here for wealth. Like, for instance, I know a lot of heard of a lot of Romanians, for example, that came over, tried to build a life, but then it was like the quality of life is shit. So they went back home.
The quality of life shit. There's no real community. The weakest communities is in the West. That's why when all hell breaks loose, it's gonna be the worst. Because people don't have no real connections. It's all fake connections.
Fake love.
Ask yourself how well you know your neighbors. When I used to live on the islands, right, and maybe not so much now because everywhere is getting slightly westernized in that way. But back in the day, like my grandmother and them man's age,
everyone knew.
Your fucking community around you was a rock. It was a literal rock. You knew everything about everyone. Everyone knew each other. You could knock on anyone's door. People always together. Man always cooked more. They talk about the black women are their portions. Listen, it's known. Man always cook more than what you need for your family because random people are gonna turn up. So you never cook enough. Now in this kingdom, you cook exactly what it is, and this is for you, and you. And if the next man and his family turn up, bro, you better order a pizza, bro, because I didn't cook enough for you. Whereas where I come from, the pot was you, brother. You know, you could turn up anywhere. I'm going to my auntie's yard. I ain't even call him first. Yo, auntie, where I going? Yeah, hold this plate.
That's offensive now. Well, you just rock up on my yard. Like, what are you doing?
Because this place is finished, man. It's soulless. It's dark. Okay, there's nothing but crime and evil and narcissism. Every negative attribute, man.
People trying to get over each other.
Something real quick. What did you say?
Yeah, envy and greed. Everything the scriptures say is the fruits of the flesh.
Scriptures as well speak about Basically, loving yourself. Forget how it's phrased, but people loving themselves too
Lovers of
much.
themselves.
Lovers of themselves.
Yes,
Lovers of
Second
themselves.
750.
And then there was that thing in Brazil. I think it was in Brazil where them bloody whores they didn't want to wear the life jacket because it would make them look ugly in pictures.
Narcissism.
So then they drowned.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the
narcissism.
the yacht boat.
Yeah,
Narcissism.
yeah, it's loaded up now. It says Matthew 24:12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
So when in a crisis, you can't. Who can you rely on if you're in Babylon? Now, if you're one of the brothers, you can rely on the brothers.
Yeah.
But realistically, if you're in Babylon, yeah, what is your actual network? Most people can't even rely on their own fucking family because your family's all disconnected and disjointed. And I've seen that happen. Because when I was in Montserrat, my family was like tight. Even though these niggas would do bullshit, man was still tight. Now, bro, I could be passing cousins and all sorts. I could be passing cousins. I think about it sometimes. I could walk past a ute, yeah, and it could be my cousin's ute, and I just wouldn't even fucking know.
Yeah.
My cousins in Birmingham, I got bare utes. I don't even know what they look like or what their names are. Like, you know what I mean? I know family members we used to meet up every year that I ain't seen them in 10 years because slowly but surely you just disintegrate into this bullshit.
Mhm.
And I know a lot of people are like that. So you end up in just little tiny little groups.
Yeah.
Isolated. But then you're connected on some online bullshit with your gaming mates or some man that don't give a fuck about. You can't turn up to their yard with your family if it's a real crisis. They'll be like, what the fuck are you doing?
We're going with
Yeah, man.
the book of Timothy, First Timothy 3 and from top. This know also that in the last days various times shall come.
Yes.
For men shall be lovers of their own selves.
Yeah, and you see that narcissism is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
The ideology of being selfless and reciprocity. What are they called?
Reciprocity.
Yes, yeah, there you go. Reciprocity is not in this society like that. It's not even pumped into the children. It's all about me. I need to be the star. I need to be better than everyone. I need to look better than everyone. Or if not, I drag everyone else down till I'm at the top of that. I know the whole selfie and social media thing has increased narcissism.
Yeah.
Narcissism, psychopathy, or psychopathy, or whatever, however you pronounce it, has all increased due to social media. And the fact that now you can even gather attention and money to yourself by being psychopathic, by basically lying to people. Lying to people, trolling people. You got streamers that are very successful now, like Somali Johnny or Johnny Somali, and he's successful because he just went to Japan and started bullying people on the street, and he's super successful from doing that.
Wow.
So social media, it's rewarding bad traits in people. People can be selfish and fucking narcissistic and all about themselves, and it's rewarding.
Who's that guy who just got put on the news for child trafficking or some photos of the Beast, whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast, he just got exposed.
Yeah, a demon.
He's a demon. All these guys, Tate, Elon, all these guys, man, they all worship themselves. They think they're the gods of the earth.
No humility.
Demons,
And that's
man.
why the scripture goes back into the meek shall inherit the earth. People say they like humility, but they don't, because all the people they worship are not humble in any way, shape, or form. Go on.
It goes on to say, covetous, boastful.
Covetous, everything they see they want. And this again through social media, covetousness is at all-time high because my man Hannibal Lecter told Clarice what time it was. We covet that which we see. You don't covet what you don't see. That's a fact. You don't covet what you don't see. Your eyes, the scriptures speak about the eye is the most evil. That's in the book of Sirach. It talks about the eye is the most evil because the eye is what sees and then lust. You don't lust after something you don't see. And what does social media do? Social media just bombards you with things for you to covet after. So if you're a woman, you're just looking at nothing but other women and the bags they have and what their man did for them, and it's like 1,000 videos, everyone like showing you a lifestyle that you don't, a false lifestyle like Kim, and you just coveting. I want this, I want that.
Parties, all this other shit.
And then you become entitled, like I deserve this, I deserve this. Become narcissistic, and the man them is the same thing.
Yeah, same shit.
They're coveting all the things, the Bugattis, and I need this, and the women is the number one covetousness. Man are just the women. Oh, I want this one, that woman. What you just covetous. If you never saw, if you weren't on your phone all day looking at 500,000 baddies in a row,
Exactly.
you wouldn't be so covetous, man.
Oh man, this is what people don't understand. The scripture says, what Psalm 64, a diligent search. There was a guy that basically explains the whole concept of like the Tinder algorithm, and they basically did an experiment with mice, for example, right?
Tinder the bike.
Nah,
No, that.
I thought that was Tinder with the batty man.
Nah.
Yeah, go on.
What'd you call it? Yeah, so basically what they did, the experiment was with mice, right? And it basically was like if a mouse would something like if the mouse pressed the button, but every now and then would get a reward, right? It basically made them in a perpetual thing where they would constantly do the same action over and over and over again, which is the whole thing with the swipe. Every now and then you get a reward, and it's like, oh, I got a reward, but then you come back and it's just to
The
keep you
dopamine
in
hit.
that. Exactly.
Yeah, it's a madness, man. That's why in the West it's the worst people individually. And you look at the worst individuals online, like these people are insane.
Yeah.
Like flipping KSI and Kais and that and all these people. These people are insane.
Yeah.
It's like you were in Bizarro land. Go on.
So I say, boosters, proud, blasphemers.
Yeah, boasters. Yeah. That's
Because on that, because in this world, it's not just a thing of I've just got this. It's I've got this, and you want to show everyone else, hey, I've got this, and lord it over them.
10
Put people down,
Bugattis.
innit?
Yeah, exactly, to put people down.
20 Bugattis.
Show off.
Like if you got something, you got something, but that's different to like just then pushing on
And then
other
they say,
people.
you ain't got it, you're a bum.
Yeah.
But
You
they
broke-
get
you
that from
brokies.
the celebrities they worship.
Yeah. Like the red pill, they call them brokies, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brokies?
Yeah, like Andrew Tate, he pushes. He was saying he pushes this false masculinity, where it's all about really. When you look at it, what he pushes is Satanism. Because I was listening to him today, and he was like, "Oh, first of all, you can't tell me nothing, because you can't do nothing to me. I could just snap your neck." So what you're trying to say is might is right. That's not intellectual. So if a guy comes up to me and we're having a debate about something, instead of searching for truth, I'm gonna say, well, because I can break your neck here, fuck what you got to say. That's Satanism. My is right. But this is meant to be the champion for the people.
Yeah.
But he's a guy that's basically saying you pray and bully the weak.
Yeah.
That's what he's basically saying.
Yeah. Real quick, Ecclesiastes 9 and 11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happeneth to them all.
It's all about Yahweh Shem Yahushai and his dispensation, and that's going to be truly shown because you're going to have all these people thinking they're in different positions in America, and they're going to find themselves in the same place, facing great judgment. And it ain't gonna matter whether you're upper class, middle class, lower class, whether you got a degree or you don't have a degree. If you don't have the belief and the faith in Yahweh Shai and you're not an Israelite, guess what? You're really all in the same boat, and the same judgment is gonna happen to you. And it don't matter how smart you think you are. It don't matter how many subscribers you got, how many followers you got, whether you got passive income or 8-pack or no pack.
Just the one
pack.
These are the ones, man.
That's when the mirage is over, man. That's when the mirage is.
The judgment is gonna come.
Yeah, reality is gonna hit you.
It don't matter whether you're gonna be left or right.
Yeah, it don't matter, man.
Yeah. Well, even when that's why we read Revelation 13, it says cause of all, man. Because this thing is gonna come up on everyone, man.
Yeah.
No matter what sphere you fit into.
Yeah, it made you think that you had an opinion, your
Yeah,
opinion
yeah,
mattered,
yeah.
or you had
Your
rights
vote
and all that. You ain't got no rights. You got privileges. They're going to take them away.
This is probably gonna be artificially the biggest voter turnout in the history of America because everyone's so charged. And then the funny thing about it is they're not counting your votes. Like they just want you to turn up and join in the ritual. They've already typed in what the numbers is gonna be everywhere. Come on, man.
Because once again, no one is gonna go out there and individually interview 350 million
To
people.
find out what they did.
You know, because you do. I think it's actually in Taiwan. They actually show you like one by one each vote. They literally lift it up and be like, this is what someone voted
Yeah.
and stuff like that. They could do that if they want, but they don't because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
All that matters is our plan. Yeah, go. Some Bane's getting ready to bring chaos, man.
This is 1 John 2, verse 16. For all that is
And you know what is you know what's significant about Bane, right? If you actually watch that film, he acted like he came like a savior, but his plan through the whole thing was to destroy the city. You deep it, yeah. He came like, oh, Gotham, Gotham, and he came like he was a messiah. He started freeing the free the oppressed. The whole time he had a bomb. He had a fucking bomb driving around.
One of you has a bomb.
One of you, huh? That's
I knew it was working for someone else.
And who can disarm such a device? Only you. Thank you, good doctor. Yeah. But that's
great character.
that's Trump and them. The whole time they know that they're gonna implode America to bring in their new world order. They know. Why do you think DHS years back ordered all them hollow point bullets, man? And then you can't turn around and say they never told you. It's like, yo, we ordered a billion hollow point bullions. A hollow point bullet is for death. It's actually banned under international law to use in warfare for some reason. Because you hit a man with that bullet,
shrapnel explosion.
it kills them. Why would the Department of Homeland Security have that? Yeah, because they know that the day's gonna come when they're gonna have to do some heavy sanitization out of the American public, and they know that.
That's why Trump was always saying there, the enemy from within, because he knows he's gonna have to exterminate people.
They're setting it up. They know full well what the plan is. They're not trying to save America in the way you're thinking. They're trying to help you get what is it? The white picket fence, the Labrador, the 2 cars. And no, they don't give a damn about you. When they talk about
make America great,
they're talking about their enterprise. They're talking about the New World Order.
Yeah.
Because that's what they really care about. They don't care about the individual citizen. Oh, I'm the garbage truck man and I stand for the man. They don't give a damn about the average person out there. Is that your belief? Now, Yahweh Shai cares about his elect, every lost sheep. He spoke about if you had a lost sheep, you go out and gather that sheep. The scriptures say that the whole of the heavens rejoice when one person repents, man. These people are the ones that don't care about their flock. They don't give a damn about you.
The Lord said he has lost one except for the son of perdition. The Lord cares about the flock.
Yeah, exactly. These men are the hirelings, man. You're just a means to an end. Go on.
1 John 2:16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.
And that's what this world, through the media, is what's got these people drunk on, especially through social media. Everyone's drunk off the pride of life. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they see too much. They're seeing too much. You're not meant to see all this, but you're seeing like all up in Mayweather's mansion and all this. So everyone's just eyes are just like, and it's over glamorized. And there is specific people they're showing you too. I don't see that man going up into the Rothschild's yard and showing you what was going on inside there. But you all these MTV cribs. That was all designed to get like that. Why? First of all, if you do music, why does man need to see your crib? Why does man need to? Why is it the public? The only thing, if you're a musician or you do particular thing, that whatever you do, it needs to be out in the public.
MTV Studios.
What? And then half of the yards was rented because it was a psychological operation to get man's eyes open. Oh, look at her! Look at this! Look at the jewel on his neck.
Say, even this guy 50 was saying that about that when he bought Mike Tyson's old house, like 18 bedrooms. He's like, bro, I always stay in the same bedroom. So all that was just unnecessary. That's why you have to sell it, because it's just unnecessary. It's overkill.
You know, no one ain't ever happy with anything they got, man. And that's what this society is designed to do, to get people hating on each other, never happy, never content.
And if I can add, it doesn't stop. Because I remember there was one great meme, man. It was like a paralyzed guy looking out the window, a guy walking, looking at a guy on a bicycle looking, and it went all the way up to the top. The guys with the Bugattis are looking at the guys with the helicopters. The guys with the helicopters are looking at the guys with the private jets. You know,
And no one ain't looking at the Lord, man,
No.
and what's happening around the place and taking notice to the spiritual things that are happening, man. And they don't give a damn to get those things that they desire. They'll throw the Most High and the word of the Most High out the window. And that's why Esau has a never-ending supply of sellouts.
Yeah.
Because everyone out here will go to the Diddy party, yeah, gladly, if it means they can live a lifestyle that they've been lusting after, that's been out of their reach. And that's a fact.
That's a fact.
It's a fact. These men are willing to do the 99% of these people, if they get propositioned like, yeah, like, you know what, yeah, they bring them in and show them the lifestyle and say, listen, man, you got to do this, that, and the other. You're going to have to do. They'll just be like, yeah, boy, yeah, I got to get to this bag, though. I got to live this life. This is my only chance to live this lifestyle.
yeah, very quick one. One. It's 1 Timothy 6:6. But godliness with contentment is great gain.
Yeah. These people don't have no real nothing they stand on. That's why everyone's prostituting. The number one thing now is prostituting yourself, man, because there really ain't any other way, especially for these women, to get no attention. So if you really look at it, everyone's prostituting themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, male and female.
It's insane, like it's insane. But that's where the society's brought it to. No morals, no nothing, just the
Now.
love of money
And now
and covetousness and nowism and narcissism.
Yeah.
Oh, I deserve this. I deserve this, so I should get it. You feel entitled, so now you're willing to do whatever it takes to get that thing.
Yeah. So I'll finish this off.
Like, you know, these Arsenal fans. They're entitled, you know.
Shit. It's not of the Father, it's of the world. And the world passeth away and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Father abideth forever.
Right, what's the will of the Father? First and foremost, to believe in Yahweh Shai and to stand up for his word, man, in these last days. To stand up for what is truly right, which is the righteousness of the scriptures. But like I said, if you look at this, America's meant to be God's country. They're culturally Christian, and that's a new term I only learned in the recent week. To be culturally Christian, and that is exactly what they are. It's a Christianity, but they're not really as in Christianity in terms of what does the scriptures say, and let me try and uphold and live. But no, it's like, yeah, there might be some Christmas in there, and something to do with the Bible, but you know, we're white, and you know, we're just culturally Christian. You know, we like the idea of the fact that, well, Christians good, right? Okay, so we're like the idea of being the good guys. That's all it is. If I could say I'm Christian, doesn't that make me one of the good guys? Okay, good. I love this idea of being a Christian.
People automatically trust.
Then you start bringing the scriptures out, and it's like, oh,
I don't know
about all that, and I don't know about all that, bro.
That's not
I don't know if we can live like that. You know, this is the modern age.
Not my Jesus.
Not much. Yeah, that is Satan, man.
Well, quick one.
That's why even Kamala, because a guy came in there saying Jesus is Lord and all that.
He kicked
And
his
she
ass out.
kicked his ass
But
out,
then
man.
she went in the church after
Yeah,
that.
after that.
It's just confusion, bro.
This is wickedness, bro.
That just proves the confusion.
What's up, mate?
Go on.
This is Galatians, the 5th chapter, verse 13.
No,
For brethren, you have been called unto liberty. Only use not your liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another. For all the law is fulfilled in one word, even in this.
Yeah, that look, they got these celebrities. They go out there and tell the black women, "Oh, you're never gonna progress in life unless you learn to just do what's best for you."
Yeah.
And it's just idea. It's peak narcissism. It sounds good, but when you really look at the core of what they're saying is be selfish at all times. Be selfish. Whatever is best for you. Guess what? You cannot have a functional people if everyone's being like that. There has to be a point where someone is doing something for someone else's benefit. You have your children. You don't always do everything in that moment for your. Sometimes, man, I gotta do things for my youth, man. I'm like, F these youths, man. What the fuck, man? You know, I'm like, what the fuck? But as a father, sometimes I have to do what is best for them in you know, and instead of what is best for me, which is I just want to go, you know, I just want to go do something else. Sometimes you're being selfless, just like your parents were selfless. Just like, you know, your parents did things that they could have just said fuck you and just I'm doing what's best for me and fuck your life. Do you know what I'm saying? But they made sacrifices, which ends up in the long run being better for them because you're the one that's going to end up turning around and taking care of them. But my point is that you need to be
Yeah.
The scriptures speak about charity.
Yeah.
So who's charity for?
Others.
The Bible said that's one of the greatest things is to have
Yeah,
charity.
charity.
But they're saying, nah, fuck charity. Do what's best for you.
Yeah.
But charity ain't always what's best for you.
Yeah.
Charity is what's best for someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a balance there. Sometimes you make the decision that's best for you, but sometimes you gotta make the decision for someone else's benefit.
Charity covers multitude
Yeah, long lines
sins.
is gonna be beneficial for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a give and take thing, but it's narcissism. They feed in narcissism
Yeah.
into the brains of these fucking people. But then guess what? The day's gonna come where you need someone else to do something for you,
Exactly.
and they're gonna be like, "Well, fuck you. I'm doing what's best for
exactly.
me. Why should I make a sacrifice for you?"
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why these people are going to turn on each other.
100%.
The second Ezra
It's
6 tells
demonic.
you
This
that
whole
friends are gonna
society
become
is,
enemies.
is satanic doctrine, do as thou wilt, just being pushed out in various different forms.
Yeah.
Their selfishness.
Yeah.
It tells you, man, friends are going to become enemies. Your next door neighbor is going to turn on you like that, man. You know, so-called,
Yeah.
law-abiding citizens are going to turn. Going to go from civilized to uncivilized. Man.
There's an anti-children
Yeah. That's
doctrine
crazy.
because children have made life so difficult now. You do have to make a lot of sacrifices to have children, because children, in reality, are a long-term asset.
Yeah.
You ain't getting nothing from your unless you get motivation from your children, and that's proven. You know, when the man has children, they're more motivated to do things and get shit done than a guy that don't have children. That's a fact.
Provider,
But at the same time, children are an asset that is going to drain you. Because a baby, what does a baby do for you?
No.
Baby does nothing. They're just going to eat, and they take up time and resources until. But how many years does it take to actually start getting actual return on your investment?
Yeah.
So yeah, it is sacrifice for a long time when you have children. It's true, but that's life.
Yeah.
But they've made life so hard where people are talking down on kids. Like but bro, you was a kid. So what's going on here?
And and you know what it is? They've never been in a nursing home. As all these people. What reason I say that is they'll be like, "Oh, I'll be the fun auntie." It's like no one's gonna visit.
No one visits the fun auntie.
No one. People don't want to visit their own parents.
Yeah, they don't want to visit. You're
Like
old.
all my peoples more or less work with old people, and most of the time the kids don't want to visit.
Yeah, they want
because it's painful
and it's difficult.
It's like you're seeing here it is. Your dad. You had a great relationship with your dad. Now he can't even remember your name.
Yeah.
That's painful.
I've
People
been there,
don't want
man.
to see
It is painful, man. Hey, that's what I'm saying. The society's fucked, man. But it's all broken down. It's Satanism, man.
Yeah.
You know, they don't teach you to honor your mother and father in this society and have respect unto your parents. And they don't want the parents to care for their children either.
Yeah.
It's just all me.
Yeah.
You know, narcissism, man.
Yeah.
There ain't no love thy neighbor as thyself. That's not what is being taught.
And as well I was saying about like now is because people, okay, you're doing what's right for you now, whatever. Like for instance, women will be doing an OnlyFans thing or whatever. But it's like that is online forever.
And
Right,
and the majority of them that are doing it now
Ain't
ain't doing it because they have to do it. They're doing it because again, their eyes are so covetous.
Yeah.
Their eyes have been made so covetous that they need a Birkin bag. They need all these different things that Kim Kardashian has. And for a lot of them, a lot of people, the only way you're going to get to that is, but most people are not going to see riches in their life to be living a certain lifestyle. But there's nothing wrong with that.
Just to prove that you said it.
The riches has never been for everyone. You just want to get comfortable, but these people don't want to be comfortable. They want to be that super luxurious Kim Kardashian lifestyle. And to be honest with you, if you're a dumb bitch, the only way you're going to get that is OnlyFans.
Yeah. Just like
Because how else are you going to do? Unless you're going to sell drugs, which bitches don't tend to want to get involved in that.
No,
So they sell panani.
Yeah.
You can't blame a woman who's struggling to actually fucking survive to be a prostitute. It happens. There's I've seen things where you got countries and that where there ain't no fucking welfare, and you got women with kids and no one ain't there to help them. Then they got to sell panani to pay the rent. Okay, cool. You ain't really got nothing else to do, and then women are ashamed. They be like, I don't really want to have to do this. These OnlyFans bitches, a lot of them they got ability to go do a normal job and just live normal. But no, you wouldn't be able to fly out to Dubai and you won't be able to live the lifestyle. So it goes back to covetousness.
You had this girl, Lucy, slept with 100 men in one day.
Hey, yo, that's crazy.
Now she wants to sleep with 1,000. But she's not doing it because she's broke or anything. She comes from a good middle class family,
Yeah,
whatever.
She was probably
Good
molested by her
household, but
dad.
she just wants to be out there to just purport herself to be a whore. She
I
just wants to be that
guarantee.
horrid
Hey, if she's
character.
going that hard, she was definitely molested by her dad.
No, she's
Her
gonna.
dad was
she
giving it to her, man.
already know she's gonna end up with some kind of STD.
Oh, she already got
has.
it. Bro.
Yeah, definitely. She probably got
From her
AIDS or
dad?
whatever. Yeah, probably. Yeah, she's probably molested as a
Good.
child.
Yeah.
A lot of these.
Yeah, that's hardcore.
That's what.
101. That's disgusting.
But that's what I'm saying. These girls ain't even doing it because they need the
Nah, a lot of them are not.
money.
A lot of them they don't
It's
need
just
the
they want
money.
the
They're
fame.
just it's
They
the
want the fame.
covetousness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Lust.
They
want a
sat
name
there
for
and
themselves.
they're watching all these girls having fun and
Shameless.
doing these things,
Yeah.
and it's out of their reach. And
Yeah.
so the Bible tells you the love of money is the root of all. It's the same reason where a lot of these niggas are drug dealing.
Yeah.
They like a lot of them like to tell you, oh yeah, man, it's so hard. No, it weren't hard for you, bro. You could have went to Tesco like everyone else,
Yeah.
but you wanted the chaps,
Yeah.
you wanted the chain, you wanted the lifestyle, and the only way you could see that you could get the lifestyle that you wanted
So drugs.
was to move that way. Let's not fuck about because B&Q was hiring.
Mm.
There's jobs out there. There's in London trading jobs galore.
Oh yeah.
Scaffolding, bro. The first time I remember one time, these two white dudes. They were doing scaffolding in the place I was working with. Yeah, bro. That man gave me like I was a forklift driver, and they were like, oh, we need to put some stuff in there. Look, hold this. I think they gave me like £60, and all I did was pick up because they were making so much money. They were just like.
Back. Yeah,
But they gave me £60 for about 5 minutes work. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, hold that 60 and just do that for us.
Yeah.
I remember there was another Don. He was an electrician. Bro, they were making thousands a week
Yeah.
off this electric, thousands.
Yeah.
And then the other guy was giving it all to Babe Station. But what I'm trying to say to you, even lagging, yeah,
Mad thing,
bro, he was mad, bro. Yeah, he was mad. Bro. Lagging. I don't know if you both know what lagging is. You know when you do the insulation, bro. Unskilled, if you get in with a lagger, they can legit give you £200 a day.
Yeah.
Legit 200. I mean, the guy told me, yeah, man, I was doing lagging. I was getting £200 a day, but I just didn't want to carry on doing it. Like, what? £200 a day? That means for 5 days' work, I'm getting a straight grand. Bro, that's £4 by the end of the week, bro. That's madness, bro. And that's just for the guy that's just the lowest laborer.
Yeah.
When you get good at it and you're actually getting in the contracts, how much money are you getting?
When you look at certain of these guys that do the electrical, they're the ones buying properties in London.
Bro, you could
not the uni educated people.
Yeah, you don't need.
It is a waste.
But
Yeah.
these men don't consider getting into trade because when they go on the internet, right, they're covetously looking at a lifestyle they live, and then who's living that lifestyle
Yeah.
openly on the internet, and then so they're just going for that.
Exactly.
And that's really what it comes down to. It's narcissism, it's covetousness, and they're willing to do evil to get there. It's not because they're dying and they need bread.
Yeah.
For some of them, for most of them. Some man might have got caught up, and it is what it is. If you got caught up in a mad thing, like your dad was everyone is a fucking drug dealer, man, you might go down that way. But some of these people, they're literally just chasing a lifestyle. And they're trying to find the quickest way they could do it that takes the least amount of skill.
And this is the thing as well. It's also what feeds into the witchcraft is the glorification of that, man. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's one thing I'll always remember thinking about. So when you watch all of these like programs from a young child, who got the girls?
Yeah,
The bad
man.
boy. It was never the nerd. Dexter wasn't a gallist. Dexter's
They
laboratory.
get the attention, they get the glamour,
Like,
they get all that stuff, the status.
Yep.
They get the status. Yeah, it's true. But it's all by design.
Exactly.
It's all by design. But the scripture, we just read the scripture, the pride of life, all that. Can we read? Did we still have that?
Yeah.
That's what the scripture's talking about. When you get caught up in and drunk on the pride of life and I want to be somebody. Yeah, you could be somebody in this world, but there's a lot of ways to be that somebody.
Yeah.
A lot of it's wicked and evil, and a lot of people choose that route.
You got on the ladder of success, you got to be a wicked ass.
And everybody want to be Kai Cenat. I think that is a clown, and I would be embarrassed to be him. But guess what? Because he's made millions,
Yeah.
which he's an agent, but if you didn't know, all them major streamers all have the same management company. They have handlers like Aiden Ross,
Yeah,
Kai
all the-
Cenat, and all these guys. They're all
That's why
set up.
always say, do
They're
this
no different. They're industry plants, yeah. But why would you want to be with Aiden Ross? He's a waste man.
They're all degenerates, man.
They have to debase themselves, embarrass themselves, like Speed.
Yeah, I was trying to think of his name. I was like, who's that?
Keep them buying
But
into
if
football
you talk to
games.
most people, you know what they'll say? But he's getting that money though.
yeah.
Like, bro, I don't want to, bro. I'd rather do my job, bro. I'll get some
You'll be a
self-respect.
degenerate barking on the screen. You know?
Yeah.
just to get likes and views and that.
Yeah.
Acting like a damn animal.
Yeah.
So,
But that's what the people like. Follow you, man.
Yeah, it's
That's what
madness.
sells, man. The generosity sells.
Go on.
right, real quick. Galatians 5:14. For all the laws fulfilled in one word, even in this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. But if you bite and devour one another, take heed that ye be not consumed one of another.
Yeah, that's what the society is. People buy and devour. You know what I mean? They'll just do whatever it takes, man. They don't give a damn about other people, man. And that's why the society is filled with nothing but what? People turning the other way when bullshit's happening.
Yeah.
So then,
Man can be selling
And
poison.
exactly, enabling wickedness as well.
They'll sell you poison as long as they can get rich off that poison. They'll turn the blind eye. Okay, cool. Because we're getting paid anyway, so it is what it is. That's how all these things happen. You think man can be you got these companies selling all this poison, yeah, and people within the company ain't clocked on that something ain't right here. But it's like, you know what, man, the money keeps coming here, so we're just gonna let that one slide.
Yeah.
You know?
this I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would.
Yeah. The spiritual things is to do what's right in the sight of Yahweh Shem Shai, which is upholding the law, man.
Yeah, that sometimes doesn't mean, making money.
Yeah, because the flesh, them desires of the flesh will drive you to do things which ain't right, man. Which is not right. That's why enough man have their batty crease open up for money.
Chase the pride of life.
Enough man sucking off so-called Jew for money.
Literally.
You know? Enough man sell their wife, their daughter, everything for money. Sell themselves for money, man.
Oh, what was
You're
that?
doing things which are unseemly. Murder for money. Murder.
Yeah. Sacrifice, all of that.
Yeah. There was that scene, I forget in which film, where it was like the guy wanted to make partner or something, and then like the other guy was like, "Look, man, I want your daughter, I want your wife," and the guy thought it was
Indecent Proposal.
something
That's one
like
of them ones. Tell me more into that.
No,
something
good,
like
man.
that. Yeah.
I am
yeah.
thirsty, but if I drink anything, I'm gonna burst.
Yeah, because he was like a rich guy on the yacht. He was a rich guy in a casino. He saw Demi Moore and I think it was Keanu, wasn't it? Reeves. That was in that movie. And then obviously they was broke and trying to make little money. Then the guy came, said, "Yeah, let me sleep with your wife, and then let me sleep with your wife, and I'll give you $1 million."
Yeah.
And then he did it. And then after he felt bad, you get me? He felt fucked up. in the spirit.
That's what this world is all about, getting you to compromise your integrity for money, man. And you know, people justify it every day. People justify it every day, man. They'll like, for instance, like you're supposed to have a thing where whatever you do doesn't not supposed to have that negative effect. So I'm not gonna go out there, and promote for people to sin, and to destroy themselves and just get paid off the back of that.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have some kind of integrity. Like I'll give you an example. You go back into the book of Maccabees. They said to man, "Yo, you can hold your integrity. Listen, we'll just make it look like you ate the pork. But we need these men to eat the pork here. We know that you're influential." That was the original casting. They tried to put man. They tried to sell man out proper, and they even made it easy for him. They said, "Yo, like that's how you know a lot of these men that were taking vaccine on camera weren't even taking it, because they will do that. Yeah, listen, I'll just some water and some saline in there, right? Bro, they told man, "Yo, don't worry. We know you don't eat pork. We know you're a man of integrity. Yeah, so why are you asking me to sell out then, right? So, but you're a man of influence. Eat this pork, and then so when them other people see that, they'll go along and eat the pork as well. And then guess what? We're gonna hook man up. We're gonna give man all the. You can might as well say he's giving you all the baddies. And when you're getting money, you're getting baddies. You get the money, you could buy all the women you want. You could do what you want with it.
Nice.
You and your sons are gonna be sorted. Man said, "Yo, suck your mother, you." Like, how you mean? Like, how you mean you're gonna ask me to do that? To go there because he knew. Yeah, I'll hold my integrity, meaning I'm not gonna physically sin. But if I'm causing my brother to sin and destroy himself, that's just as bad.
Yeah.
That's just as bad. But what do you see? My man, people will promote anything. That's why these celebrities are the lowest form of garbage you can get, because they will promote any lifestyle that they're told to. Sexy Red and all these city girls, and they'll tell them, "Listen, promote this, promote that, and we'll give you this," and they'll do it. And they will happily have your son and your daughter being influenced to do something that they know is wrong and it's gonna destroy them. But they don't care as long as they get into the bag. and then other people they will get online and they'll defend it. Oh, she's just being herself,
Yeah.
and you know she's getting the bag, and you just a hater, bro. It's not about being a hater, because everything ain't about money. Just because you're making profit from something, don't mean it's profitable.
I mean, it's righteous either.
And if you love your neighbor, you're not going to sell your defraud. You're not going to sell your neighbor poison. You're not going to give your neighbor bad service. You're not going to encourage your neighbor to do something that you know for a fact will destroy him. Like look at my man, DMX man gave him the blunt with the crack in it. And man was a crackhead for the rest of his life, and that happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
People spike their shit, lace their shit, but that's demonic, man. Oh, but I don't take it myself.
It's the book of Romans 13 and the 11, I mean 10. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor.
Beautiful. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. That's why we can't come out here and teach something that we know is going to be destructive to a people with good conscience. I can't do that, man. If a man come and say, yes, sir, man, hold this $1 million, it's all right, just change up that doctrine and tell them, man, that the MOTB, because I'll know it's not, because you might say to yourself, but you know what, two twos, I'm not going to take the chip myself, because I know that it's not the chip, but I'll just tell these man, and these men are going to hook man up with, you know, some money and all this business.
Tell him it's the Christianity.
That means you ain't got no love. Because the scripture says what? Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. You're working an ill to your neighbor because you're setting a stumbling block before him. The scripture says, "Woe unto him that giveth unto his neighbor strong drink, that he may look upon his nakedness." A lot of these guys that's teaching the MOTB is not the market. Nate knows the MOTB is the implant, because you know how I know? Because Nate is a detective.
Yeah, you've been there.
And one thing I know about a detective, because I watch a lot of these police interrogation things, bro. You don't. That's why the normal Don, they don't take the normal Donny that's standing there with the light, and make him a detective. You got to go through strict fucking examinations, because the detective is not a policeman. Those are two different things. A policeman, they'll just say, go ahead, do that, stand there, arrest that guy. You're just a robot when you're a policeman. You don't even need to think, to the most part. A detective is the one they put in the interrogation room and got to break down the psycho with intelligence and understanding. You have to start putting things together. You got to be able to go look things up and research and do your homework and know what's going on to break down a case. Policemen don't solve cases. Detectives do. So how are you telling me that for so long you didn't know that RFID technology could be used for payments, and you're a new that's a plot hole. That would be a plot hole if I saw that in a movie. Like, hold on, you're telling me this guy's a detective and he couldn't do a Google search on RFID? Come on, bro. He came full chested and said, yeah, well, you know, a radio frequency identity. Where is for location? Where's my dog? I was like, oh, really? Let me just go into Google.
See if your dog can buy a...
Yeah, maybe your dog can buy you. Sometimes like, hold on, fam. Let me just put it RFID into Google. Oh, first article. Oh, uses. Oh, payments.
What?
Straight away, I'm like, no, something ain't right there. Something ain't right. How are you a New York City detective, which means you definitely have the intelligence and the ability to do basic research. And the first link that comes up on the RFID, just literally within 10 seconds, you can understand that payments is part of the use. But you told your congregation unequivocally with conclusiveness that, it's only for where's my dog. That's how I knew you knew the truth. You were omitting. That's called lying through omission. Because yes, it is for location, but it's also for payments. But you omitted that information, meaning you kept them in the dark.
Then you started changing up the scriptures, small and great.
So I don't know what they got on you.
Nations.
I don't know if you found yourself in a situation where you was at work and you did something you weren't meant to do, and you could be facing 25 years in jail for it or something, and they were like, okay, cool.
Some compromising information.
Compromise, because that's more than possible. Yeah, sometimes they got that compromised information on you.
Either that or they gave you a big bag and you just don't want to.
I don't know what, but whatever it is, man, the scripture tells you the truth shall set you free, man. Whatever they got you on the net, free yourself, because nothing's worth the judgment of the Heavenly Father, man. Just even if you gotta tell the truth and they gonna dig up some shit that you did as a detective and put you in jail for 55 years, just do that.
Better tell the truth.
Yeah, set your soul free, bro, because you know that the MOTV is the implantable.
Yeah, he knows. He's
chip.
been knowing, man. That's why every year he was changing up the doctrine.
Yeah.
For many years, man.
You know, man. You're not an idiot, Nate. You're not as stupid as a lot of that's why you
Zombies,
have
yeah.
contempt for your zombies.
Yeah.
Because you know you could pull out words like embargo and they won't know what it is.
Exactly.
And they'll just run with
You told them not to research.
you
They don't look up words.
you know, small nations, great nation. It's commerce.
Yeah.
You tried to do the polite thing. You tried to pull out the words niggas don't use,
Yeah, $1 million words.
and then niggas don't understand. Oh, commerce. Okay, yeah, cool. No, come on. Don't have such contempt.
Then he tried to go
There's
to
a
Revelation.
saying: liars have contempt for the people they lie to.
Yeah, Shalom.
You have nothing but contempt for your congregation. If you believe that was going to stand.
Then he tried to flip it up and said Job 10 and 14 is the mark. Because it's sin. But that's a total different scripture. Don't have nothing to do
He
with
knows
taking the
that.
mark.
He's a
He knows
detective.
that. Then he went to the Revelation 17, the full fornication in the cup because it was in the bitch's hand. So he's saying, yeah, the hand is that's the mark. You know,
Crazy.
fornication.
Yeah, he's
Like,
trying hard,
every
man.
way-
You're doing mental gymnastics
Yeah.
to just get away from the simplicity of the matter. But you never know. The Lord might put the spirit on him and he set his
Stop
soul
the
free
bullshit, yeah.
and he tells the truth. But we can't do that because out of good conscience, how could I lead my brother astray? You should be fearful to do something like that.
Yeah.
To set a stumbling block before your brother like that, man. Just tell the truth. Now, if you're saying it in ignorance, you're still going to be punished. But at least you can say, okay, I actually didn't know myself.
Well, you do
I was
that.
deceived. But when you know and you're deceiving, that's even worse, man.
It's the 2 Peter 2:1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies.
And that's damnable. Because when you're saying, remember, the MOTB is going to be released and it's going to look like gold, man. Listen, when they bring that MOTB to a lot of people, it's going to be salvation.
Yeah.
It's to the carnal. It's going to be. Listen, remember I told you there's going to be people in places rioting because they can't get it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yep. And
Just like you had man like, yo, how come them man over there are getting the back, the thing first, and
Yeah.
we ain't getting it first? That's because that's how it's going to be. They're going to have people like, hold on, I heard them man are getting. And the government's like, yes, we're rolling it out. Yeah, just
White
be
groups and
patient.
all that,
We're
yeah.
do-do-do-do. No, man, I need to get mine.
need food.
Because they want to get what they can get out of it, man. So there's going to be a lot of pressure, a temptation to take this thing. So you need to have man clued up, because any confusion can lead to wavering. Because now you start doing mental gymnastics.
Doubt it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, we already got the injection. Technically.
If you're telling them it's not the mark, then they're gonna be like, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, take
So
it.
the
Why,
mark of the
why
beast.
not?
Yeah.
Johanna straight up told
Yeah.
man, but if you gotta eat,
Yeah. You want to eat, don't you?
you want to eat, don't you? You'll never forget that. That's
Demon.
that says it verbatim, man. Hey, we need to get that video back, man. That video was cold.
Demon.
Yeah, man. Go,
who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction.
right, they're talking about Hebrew Israelites should have one wife. That's because they work with the government. They want to, they're not. And the worst thing was, I was meditating on what they said here, because they're trying to. Their deception is very, because what they'll say is, well, we're saying like, not to have prostitutes and all them things. And okay, if you're saying, because put it this way, Paul said it'd be better if you had no woman.
Exactly.
But I'll tell you what Paul didn't say, and this is the key. He didn't say you're not a real man if you don't have no woman. Did you see the difference there?
Yeah.
You see the difference there? He's saying, what he's giving you is advice.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest with you, in this truth, if you're gonna have a woman, you're better off probably just having one. Because usually having more than one woman, boy, I'm telling you, you're gonna get bare text message from another random person, and women find it difficult to just be, you know what I mean? They want to be in the household. You know what I'm saying? And then so now you're gonna get drama. It's an increased drama. But what I'm not gonna say to a guy is, you're wrong or you're evil for having more than
Yes,
one
a
woman.
sin. That you have more.
Now we're going into the realm of you trying to make a law where there ain't no law. You could give advice, just like I could give advice to a brother and say, yo, brother, yo, my dog, maybe you shouldn't be drinking as much as you drink.
That's good
But I can't
advice.
tell man that it's evil for man
Yeah,
to drink.
it's not a sin.
You see the difference there?
Yeah,
I'm trying to impart wisdom. Like, brother, I noticed that when you drink that Henny, you're moving a bit mad. Maybe you shouldn't drink the Henny.
Slow down.
Maybe you need to drink the port or something. I can't say to man, but you're not a real man if you don't drink the Henny. Or you're not a real man. This is insane, bro.
That's
Yeah.
part of that nigga
That's what
university.
it is. That's what it is.
That's that Andrew Tate. You know? No. And notice how Paul dealt with the situation of man and woman. He gave advice,
Yeah,
but he
yeah,
wasn't condemning people. He didn't
No.
condemn someone if they had more than one wife.
No, he said if you're burning, you should get married.
And all this your real man business, I don't even know what that means. That sounds a bit like brainwashing to me.
Yeah. Well, that's what women do, man. That's that was a
Shaming
what is it? Yeah,
tactic.
shaming
It's a
tactic.
shaming
Yeah.
tactic.
Yeah.
You're not a real man if you don't. No, bro, that's not scriptural. Yeah, but we know why they're doing that because basically they work for the government.
Yeah.
So they got to push. The government is pushing the one wife thing.
That charter shit.
You could have said, if you were sincere, you would say it the way Paul said it. Look, man, it's better if you're going to be in this ministry
Yeah, it's not expedient, but it's not.
because there's a lot of men that fuck themselves up with the Playboy thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Jake that can guarantee they can trace how their life fell apart to trying to be a Playboy.
Yeah.
Because being a Playboy is promoted in society.
Yeah.
And the reality is, even in the ancient world, most men didn't have more than one wife. And a lot of men had none. Because if for one man to have 1,000 wives, that means there's a bare man that ain't getting one. Because women is not an inexhaustible resource.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to a village and there's 50 women, there's 50 women.
Yeah.
So if one guy's got 25 of them,
It's the racial peaks, too.
then boy, you I don't know where you're
Not
gonna go
mad,
to get one,
yeah.
but you're gonna have to go to madness, yeah?
Yeah.
So the reality is, that not everyone had multiple wives, and man weren't going out every Friday and flipping a new woman, like in the village. Like it just didn't work like that.
It's not affordable.
In this society, it works like that.
You got to stay now.
But I'll tell you this: the more you promiscuous you are with your penis, bro, there's mad diseases out there.
Yeah, it's crazy out there.
So,
But I'm scared of the herpes and all these things that's going around out
niggas
here.
is getting
man.
AIDS now. Which is
Oh,
sleeping
You
with
understand
men,
what I'm saying?
sleeping with homosexuals, all that shit.
These things
Yeah.
don't
But
blame them in the
what I
terrible
can't
they
do
got.
is tell a man, oh, if you deal with a prostitute, bro, that's
You're
not
not a real man.
that's different. I might advise a man, yo, you gotta be careful with them prostitutes.
Slow down.
You know what you're doing out there,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
you know what I'm saying. But I can't go where they're going with it, because now you're going beyond the scriptures. Now you're not just
You're
giving man
Yeah.
advice or wisdom. Now you're adding to the scriptures and making it manhood,
Mm.
which is what we're doing. That's goofy, man.
Yeah.
Paul never did that. Paul never did that.
Because even in the what do you call it in the Apocrypha in Sirach, he speaks about man, hey, be careful, them pros, you might burn all your money with them.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You know.
But if you didn't say you're not a real man, it's,
Yeah.
it's just insanity. But this is what these men are doing, man. You know, because they're pushing the government programs. Because they know that they're only because everything they do is paperwork. They can only do paperwork for one wife because it's illegal in Babylon
Exactly.
to do paperwork
Yeah,
for two.
more than one.
So they have to teach you that you got to have one wife, because technically they're telling you have to have paperwork. Then you can only have one wife, or it's illegal, and they're not allowed to basically teach something that's illegal. They got a 501c3 charter.
Exactly. Has to be in line with
Has to be in line with the government thing. So you got to have one wife. So but I don't really care. Listen, bro, you man have one wife. I don't care if you got one wife, no wife. Just teach the correct thing, innit?
What about the teaching of the word, man? That's the main thing. Fuck about the wives. Who cares about the wives? Furthermore, when they're supposed to be, worrying about what another man's doing with his rod and another woman, man, that's between him and her. Like, we don't care about that. We care about the word, the prophecies. Let's talk about that, man.
But the new covenant,
Yeah,
like they're
no,
teaching
yeah, the new
people that
covenant,
we're
yeah.
already under the new covenant.
How, man?
How sway?
Still in these bodies laden with
Yeah,
iniquity, but we're
Well,
in the new covenant.
Yeah, because their new covenant is with Trump or whoever they're about to put in. Well, let's keep going in the
Covenant
precepts.
saying.
Yeah, man. I'm surprised them dudes ain't got man out there voting.
Probably in it. Probably about behind the scenes saying, you better vote. You better vote for Trump.
Gotta pick a side.
You got to do 50 push-ups.
I had this from before you speaking about all of the big words. It says 1 Corinthians 14:9 says, so likewise ye, except ye utter by the tongue words easy to be understood, how shall it be known what is spoken, for ye shall speak into the air.
Yeah, they just threw out embargo, right? I never even explained it. When we do the algorithm, And if we bring out a word like embargo, we're going to pull up the dictionary and we're going to explain what embargo means. Because they knew if they explained what an embargo is, it would not have made no sense what they're talking about. The mark of the beast is an embargo. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
That's how you bewitch your congregation, man. That's why you're looking like Nate and all these guys. They're a bunch of witches, man, because they got their congregations under a fucking deep spell, man. They just believe anything they say, man. They don't question nothing.
You know, and then when we say anything, it's the same thing. Oh, they just jump out over rapists. We're bums and rapists and, you know, whatever it is. And then they can shut down any debate or any truth. But that's all right because, listen, man, America's about to go up in flames, man. We're going to keep talking about that too because this election, was it November the 5th?
Yeah.
Man, I'm extremely titillated
Yeah, man.
for that night, man. I'm going to be at work, but I believe once I finish work, even though it's going to be late, it's going to be around the same time when they're going to be bringing out them Pennsylvania's results and all that stuff. And I'm going to be watching, not because I particularly care individually. I just want to see who they pick to drive this thing forward, to see how it plays out. But I know that at the end of the day, chaos is going to come out of this election.
100%.
Unfettered chaos. Whether it be on the election night and then it starts building up towards January the 6th and whoever's meant to be inaugurated was January 6th, right?
Yeah.
It's usually 20th now.
Or 20th, okay.
Usually in January.
Deep, bro.
Usually in January.
So, January, which for them is the big month of beginnings, right?
Yeah. So we're going to see, man. That's only a few days away. And you know how things can change within 24 hours, man. But look, after 9/11, the whole America, the vibration of America, the spirit of America was changed within that 24-hour period. So after these elections, we can see like the whole spirit of America is just going to be.
Oh, they hate it.
It's going to be.
You can't listen. You can't live in a house with people where you already declare you hate the other person, and then say you're going to agree. The whole point of democracy is that man bring out a policy, you bring out policy, and then whoever wins the argument, the other side have to accept it and move on. You don't accept it and move on when you have such hate and vitriol towards the other side. Can two walk together unless they agree? Well, guess what? They definitely can't walk together if they flip and hate each other and they think that the other person is trying to kill them or to destroy their lives. How can you go on? How can you accept that?
Marriages is broken.
It's insane. You know what I mean?
That will be on the 20th of January 2025.
Right. So we never know. Yeah, I mean, my money would be on if they really want to gaslight man to the maximum level, Kamala. But if they want to push the gaslight, they'll make it Trump, but then have where they try and interfere with his inauguration through some way, shape, or form. Because remember, even if Trump is voted in as the president, he's not a president-elect. He's not actually president until he gets inaugurated. So it could get spicy whichever way the thing goes.
They could do a Jan 6.
Yeah. It could get spicy, man. And I believe it will. There's gonna be contested.
It's that season.
Yeah, 100%.
We're in that season. You know?
I'm titillated about the psyop, man.
This is what brothers have been waiting for, man.
That's it.
See the downfall.
It doesn't matter who we are.
There was a poll done by Euronews, which was basically saying that most Europeans expect some kind of violence.
Yeah. Well, the whole world is looking at America like, yo, these people are crazy.
Yeah.
No, I said it already. They're at the poll stations, they've got guys putting up machetes.
And I've spoken to a lot of foreigners, and they're saying everyone believes the general consensus is America's finished, and it doesn't even matter who they vote in.
Yeah.
The global South believe and see that it's on its way out, and a lot of people are looking in anticipation for America's downfall. And I've heard this from multiple people, you know, at work. You talk to these Africans and all. They're like, the global South and all this. A lot of people in China and that look over there looking at that thing. They're like, yo, these men are through.
America's
fallen.
These men are through, man.
To see that they're getting weaker.
The kingdom that against itself cannot stand.
Because if I can say a real quick one, which got my guy, he used to go China years ago with his wife and that. And back then, they would look at him like, oh, Mr. White Man. But now... But now he comes there nowadays. He's just like, they're just looking like, because that image with America is going down. The image of the so-called white man has gone down with it.
Yeah, look who you had Biden. Now you got Trump and Kamala and the people around the world ain't under the same smell as the American public. They're looking at these two like, what the hell is this?
Exactly.
And then over in the UK now, you got Kamala and the Nigerian
Exactly.
immigrant, and that's even insane.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Exactly. I got this. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Psalms 127:1. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that built it.
That's right.
And who built America? Freemasonic demons.
Yeah.
The
Founding for
you look at the founding fathers were all occultists, and then when they laid the cornerstone of Washington D.C., it was a Masonic ritual. It wasn't no. They didn't dedicate it to the Most High, and no, it was a man had a full Masonic garment on. And when they laid the cornerstone of Washington D.C., and they built the entire city based upon what? Witchcraft and occultism. The Capitol building.
Yeah.
The Washington Monument. Why the hell did in a Christian country? Why did they build something like that?
Yeah.
Is that biblical?
Why did they import Cleopatra's needle?
Yeah.
That's needed. That's what's needed.
What is the significance of Egypt to do with Yahushua, if they or who they call Christ in the scriptures? Why did they bring that? You would more understand if they imported like piece of the temple or something.
Unrighteous,
You'd be
yeah.
like, yeah, you're going off, but that man at least can say, oh, we tried to bring some of the Holy Land over here. That man brought Egypt to America. Like, I thought you were Christians.
And then they put it on the dollar bill.
Yeah, and why is there a pyramid on the dollar bill? I thought they were
In
Christians though.
God we trust. But they're God's Satan.
I don't even think there's a cross on the dollar bill. This is
Nah.
bro, this is insane.
There's an owl. There's a pyramid. There's all kind of Satanism symbolism.
Yeah.
Insane,
There's
man.
a web. There's a web on that.
Latin.
Web on there.
Latin.
Latin writing.
Not Hebrew.
Yeah.
These people are, come on.
Finish on that one?
Vocab Malone, we need to know. Hey, and Vocab, if you're watching, can you let us know who you're voting for? Because we need to know. If listen, I'll tell you what, yeah, we will vote for who you vote for. Just tell us. We need to know because you're making all these videos about the Hebrew Israelites. Who you voting for, my man?
Yeah.
You're silent on that. This is America.
Silent on the Lord.
You need to come out and stand up.
Yeah, bold, isn't it?
Who you voting for? Or are you not voting? And if you're not voting, why? Because surely this is more important than some Hebrew Israelites on the street corner. But he's silent on that.
Wonder
Are you against Kamala or are you against Trump? I just would like to know. Are you a MAGA done? Or are you rolling with Kamala? This is what we need to know. Yeah, let me know. Yeah? Because you know whichever one you choose, man, that's your ass, man.
Says, except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh, but in vain. It is vain for you to rise up early.
And that's the thing about America, man. They believe in money and a gun. And as far as they're concerned, America has the superior money and the superior gun, and that's why they fear not. They don't trust in Yahweh Bashan, Yahweh Shai. This is a fact. If you want to talk, if they talk about the defense of America, God is like a footnote. What they really think defends America is your superior military force and the money that you have. But what you're gonna find out is all of that is gonna mean nothing when the missiles is dancing all over the American man in the USA. Them missiles are gonna be singing that. I get around, I get around. Woo!
Yeah,
Again,
really holiday type shit.
America, fuck yeah, yeah. Them missiles are gonna be backflipping and somersaulting all over the American landscape.
Breath is done.
Real quick here. Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots.
Right, you got these Negroes, man, that ain't got the memo yet. It's 2024. The prophets have been out there on the street telling them America's gonna be destroyed and salvation is of the Lord, and they still here steady trying to look. Now they think they found out. Oh yeah, the Democrats have been. Bro, they told you that. The media has told Kanye West and media puppets have told you that the Democrats have been fucking you over, and now you're gonna flip over to we're gonna Republican. We're gonna be Trump because he's gonna. Bro, like they just flipped you from one to another. But you're acting like the Republicans went in power previously. So when George Bush was in power, what did George Bush as a Republican do for you Negroes? So why do you think I don't understand it. The general consensus is
Yeah.
that you just been fucked in
Over,
America.
yeah. Fucked
There's
over.
been Democrat, there's been Republican in power. It didn't never matter which one it was.
Circumstances just got worse.
And now you got your MAGA hat and
Yeah.
you think you're Kanye. And when Kanye first broke, you man were like, nah, you tried to fight it. But eventually
Yeah.
they got you. They got it, some of you, not all of you. They got a lot of you to flip over. So now even Jake is now going to be potentially divided. Not only is Jake divided, woman versus man, because they told everyone that the women are all voting for
Yeah,
Kamala,
yeah.
which is not even true. There's bare women that been online. I've seen them that they're not even on Kamala, but they want that division.
Yeah.
Now there's going to be division just generally Jake versus
The nigga woman.
no, I mean as in other
man
Jake, because
versus-
there's
yeah.
black Jake that are man that support the Democrats,
Mm.
and there's
Yeah,
black
yeah.
Jake that are man that support. So now
Yeah.
it's blood and Crips, it's the blue and red.
Exactly.
You divided you're divided along gender, and you divided just generally along party lines
Blue states, red states.
between these dickheads. What the hell is going on here? Like the tribes are divided because you got certain some Latinos for Trump,
Yeah. Some of them
Latinos for
don't want to
Trump,
vote.
some, and then you
Yeah.
got Latinos for the Dems.
Yeah.
So they're divided.
Some of them don't want to vote.
Or was the comedian? There's a a pile of trash in the
It's
Atlantic.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, yeah.
Yeah.
It's taking the piss, man.
Bro, it's insane. Like they got our people all messed up and confused.
That's what it's about, the confusion, man. As it says in the second Ezra, it's going to be mass confusion.
All because you want Esau to be the one to save you. Esau's gonna write something on a pen and he's gonna deliver you.
True.
No, Yahweh Shai is the shepherd, man. He's the one that's gonna deliver us into pasture, not Trump or Obama or Kamala Harris. Didn't you guys learn from Obama? Didn't they try? Didn't they already show that if anyone was gonna help you, it was gonna be Obama, right?
He's a stand-up comedian.
And now come to think about it, yeah, as a character, Obama was more above board than these two dickheads. When Obama talks, it's like he was a better speaker than these two.
Yeah.
Kamala just cackles because they told her go out there and cackle. That's a character trait. They just go out there and cackle. We need you to look like you don't really know what you're doing. It's part of the psyop.
Yeah.
They just go out there cackling,
Trump, he's just like a cult personality.
doing that
Obama,
same dance and shit,
yeah, dancing.
that same speech pattern. That's just like mockery. Good enough.
It says, and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord.
Right. So when that election comes, we're not going to be looking at the election thinking, oh, like
Yeah, America's
you know,
going to be saved.
hopefully a candidate gets put in there and we can get a change, and they're going to make America great again, and I can get more, I can get money, man. You know, no, we're looking at it like, yeah, which one of these motherfuckers is going
Bring it
to
in.
bring
Bring the
this
missiles,
place
yeah.
down,
That's it.
because we're looking for the Lord to come and save us. These men are going to be actually fixated on the results because they believe in one way or the other.
Do you remember when Hillary lost last time? And they showed you like videos of women actually crying. Like, oh my god, they're actually heartbroken.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because Trump was going to kill them all, innit?
Yeah.
And what happened?
Shit.
Nothing.
No.
Yeah, J-Ho up there crying. She never was a good actor. She ain't a good actor, man. Why are you crying for, man? What was there to cry about? God damn.
People going to really
Just
be
fake.
crying.
Yeah,
No hell breaks
real
loose.
talk.
Yeah, you're going to have a real Halloween soon. Go on.
So now,
Yeah, get back what you got, and then we'll hold Isaiah 47 as
can I
well.
grab this? It says, where did it go? Where did it go? Oh shit! So I've lost it. Yeah, there it is. Jeremiah 51:8 says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon. She is not healed.
Babylon can't be healed. The problems in America were designed,
Yeah.
and they're deep rooted. Like, and the only way to they've designed it, yeah, that the problems in America can only really be fixed through a complete reconstruction, open heart surgery. Sometimes things are like that. You know, like for instance, sometimes like I play these games, yeah, where you build a city, you build a civilization, and sometimes I've done this before. You get to a position, you know, you save it at certain points, yeah, and sometimes you get to a point where you've made a mistake, but the mistake has gone on for so long that there's nothing you could do. There's literally nothing I could do. Like I'm like, how can I fix if I deconstruct this and this is on a game, and it's like, no, I literally just get fuck this now. There's no, the only thing I can do is reset and start again from the beginning.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like that. You can mess something up so badly that the only solution is to break it all down and start again. It's like baking a cake. Sometimes you can fix something here and there, but there's sometimes where the thing's just so fucked that the only thing to do is throw that shit in the bin and make a whole new thing. And that's where they've brought America to. But people haven't realized it. But that's what they want. They want to bring America to that point where they can just deconstruct it,
Great reset.
chaos, and bring in a whole new order that's different to what it was before. Whole new financial system, CBDCs, digital IDs, MOTBs. In order to do that, what the current way things are has to be deconstructed. So they had to create all these problems, just like the UK. This budget is not going to fix the problems because the problems ultimately cannot be fixed because the country is bankrupt. The only way these problems is going to be fixed is when there's just bare man that have to die, bare shit has to be mashed up here, and a whole new system has to be built off the back of that with bare man dead. That's called reconstruction. You got to let it burn down and start again. With a, and that's what they want. That's exactly what they want, man. That's why every time they come out with these budgets, the budget's never going to fix the problem. It's just going to put more pressure, build it up more till eventually it's and then they can go, okay, cool, like, we need to do this and that, and let these people die here. We can't say that. You know what I mean? Like,
and they already got things in play as well. They already got the infrastructure there ready.
If you think they want to bring in a new world order with America, just everyone's nice and everything, no, man, they know that's not possible. They know the only way they to bring in what they want to bring in has to be pain, it has to be chaos, maximum.
They were speaking about in Labour, they were saying they had a 240 million black hole of money, but no one's asking no questions. It's just a pile of money that's just been done away with, that they've forgotten about, and they can't question no conservative about it.
And the thing is, the problem's been so bad, yet still, every time there's a war and you need to spend more billions, and they're quick to because they're building the problem. They're making it worse. Whilst building the infrastructure they need for the new kingdom that they want to have.
That's why we keep speaking about the fact that all of these nations, despite how poor or rich they may be, are all working on this infrastructure. It's a key bit of infrastructure for the new world order.
Digital ID,
you know,
CBDC.
When you look at the countries that are that have basically rolled out a CBDC fully, it's third world countries. You would think it would be like one of your, like, let's say like a small but like wealthy, technologically advanced nation that would have come, like a Switzerland, exactly. Like a Switzerland, where it's sort of like they're not in, because Switzerland, they got their own money. Swiss franc. So they're not exposed in the same way to like they have. It's not like they're dealing with the euro, because you could argue America's system's too large. You could argue that the EU, the euro's too large. But it wasn't Switzerland that had a CBDC first. It was all of these small nations which should be worrying about feeding their people. It's Jamaica, it's Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Jamaica, and Barbados that are fully have one rolled out. But it's because it's all cause of wars once again.
It's all designed. And they're gonna bring that pain, and I knew it. We knew it. They were so hurt off the conservatives, and they were like, they were bringing so much pain. And they were like, oh yeah. And what really happened is the conservatives didn't come out to vote and all that stuff. And then it was easier for them to bring Labour in, because they really went. Labour didn't have to do nothing. Labour was always going to come in, because it's like the natural thing was, we need to get rid of these Tories because they're fucking it up. Then it's literally not even 2 weeks since Labour's in. Everyone hates Starmer now. And it's like, they didn't even let the honeymoon period go. It's just like, more of the same. And we're doing it for your benefit. We're going to save England. Take this fist up your ass.
Right next year, this time next year, they're going to be saying get Starmer out.
Yeah, of course. And bring it, but who they're going to bring in though? Because the other one they just put on the other side is even more unlikable. Well, it's funny, man.
It's fun.
It's fun.
They even had the MP, that Labour MP punching the dude on the street. You're not gonna threaten me again, are ya? And he lost his seat with
Yeah,
Parliament.
suspended and
Hey, you gotta send me that, man. Hey, you know we get busy on the. Hey, the UK is when it comes to fighting. Hey, the brothers is hurting America, but hey, that's another thing that shows you America's down bad. There's not an American in the top 10 heavyweights. Bare UK man though, I'm just saying. So that's why our MPs are getting busy out there, man. Because America's through, man. America's #1 heavyweight right now is still Mike Tyson. When he fights Jake Paul, that's crazy. They ain't got no heavyweights. Yeah, America's through.
Isaiah 47 from the top. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Right, that high status. America's being brought down. They're going to be brought down from that high status as being the chief of the nations. You know, that imagery. Oh, like, you know, the streets are paved with gold and every it's just so civilized and everyone's seeing it through the media throughout the world. They're seeing actually they're not that civilized. There's mass shootings happening everywhere. Everyone's watching YouTube with the zombies. They go through the street somewhere in America, and it's just like 300 people down the street like flipping on heroin or meth, and it's just like what the fuck? Skid Row in LA, right next to Hollywood Boulevard. You got Skid Row. You know, people are seeing all the murders, all the psycho killers like Chris Watts and all these man. You know, people just looking at it like, actually, you know what? Yeah, this isn't the pinnacle. All the American women are porn stars. You know what I mean? Getting fucked by 50 dudes. You know what I mean? It's just like, yo, what the fuck? Hey, go on.
Yeah, it says, take millstones and grind mill on
Now, take the millstone goes back to custom. A woman of status in the ancient world didn't grind mill. Obviously, if you had one wife, which generally a household with one wife wasn't affluent household. If a household consisted of just a man and his wife, that wasn't an affluent household, because it's like a man and his wife and a couple kids. You were probably very poor. An affluent household would be a man and his wife and concubines or maid servants, right? Or a man and his multiple wives and his multiple maid servants. And obviously, in a household, grinding grain was like a daily job in order to prepare bread. So a woman who was grinding meal was a lower class woman. You wouldn't find a princess, one of David's daughters, fucking waking up at 5 in the morning and grinding down meal to make bread. But you might find, you know, some poor don. His wife is getting up at 5 in the morning, or the concubine, or the maidservant. So when it's saying to her, grind the meal, it's saying you're gonna go from a high status to a low status, because you're gonna be the woman that's grinding the meal in the morning. That goes back to customs. That's why it says that. So sometimes when you read the scriptures, you have to understand ancient customs to understand the context of what's being said. Read that again.
Take the millstones and grind mill.
Yeah, so why would it say that? Take the millstone and grind meal. Well, the significance is it represents you're being brought to a lower state, because high class women didn't grind meal. Like, you know what I mean? That was for her maidservant to do, and she'd wake up later. Just like how it is in when Esau, them high society Edomite women, there's a lot of things they didn't do. They had help to do all that menial tasks. They had the black woman in the house to do the actual housework, and they were just looking pretty and
the mammies.
You know what I mean? Yeah, the mammies.
Yeah.
They show you that in the program to help. You know, the black women had to go up in the houses and they were working and that.
Make bare the leg, uncover the fire, pass over the rivers.
Make bare the leg, uncover the fires. That's a low class nature if you're unclothed. High class women were covered up and protected. So you know what's going on in this society? All these women are low class. Because they're all exposed. Well, the first thing you do, when you conquer a people, you start ripping their clothing, man. You know what I mean? You're a rent man's garment. Like, man's chest is all out. You're degraded. When they take you into the police, that's part of the degrade. When the police take you in, and they put you in prison for the first time, that's part of humbling you by making you take all your shit off, and you got to cup just your balls, and they make you bend over and cough. Yeah, the search, but they could do that in a way that wasn't
It's dehumanizing.
dehumanizing.
degrading.
But they're doing it the way to humble you to like, look, man.
Well,
You know what I mean?
they've got the
Treat you like a
scanners
slave.
that they use at airports. Like they've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
the technology.
Nah,
They
they
treat
want
you
you.
like a
They want you
slave.
to be they want you to be
Some bit.
butt naked, man.
Yeah.
That's a low individual.
Thy nakedness.
Ain't even basically you ain't even got garments.
Mm.
Exposed.
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen.
The nakedness of America is being uncovered. The moral nakedness of America is definitely being uncovered. Because the majority of the world doesn't look at America as being the bastions of morality. The world knows now, like these men are not moral.
The whole Gaza thing shows.
Just
yeah.
put the cherry
Yeah.
right on
Yeah.
top.
Yeah, because these are the same people that want to go around bombing everyone, talking about, human rights, and then when their politicians are asked about the human rights of them, man, they're like, what?
It's
Lost for
not my
words.
place to define what is a war crime or not. Yeah, but you didn't have no problem defining it when you was dealing with next
Exactly.
man. All of a sudden, this high level deception. Yeah, because the whole world looks at America and Americans as being immoral people. And if you want to know how immoral American society is, all you got to do is everyone does. Watch the TV.
Yeah.
You don't understand, like, when you're in America and you're showing something that normal American thinks is normal morality, there's places in the world that's like, what the
Oh,
fuck?
hey.
Like, these people are actually being like this?
Yeah.
Like, it's normal to watch an American program and everyone's just openly cheating and doing all kind of crazy
Yeah.
shit. And in other countries, it's like, yo, like,
What's going on?
what's going on over there? Is that how them man are?
I was at my language meetup on Wednesday, and it was basically, the BBC did the thing of like how the budget is going to affect everyone, right? And then they kept mentioning like 3 women or something like that, which were single parents. And then the women there were Korean women. They was like, how have they got children, but they haven't got a husband? They were perplexed.
That's
They were
normalized. That's
actually
Bro, like, it's so normalized in Western society that people think it's normal, but there's places in the world where only prostitutes are single moms.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, being a single mom is so rare. Like, it's not so. It's like someone in a wheelchair type thing. It's like it's not normal.
How
Man.
did your husband die in the war?
Like a widow or something. But in this society, it's a given.
Yeah, man.
It's a given. It's like the normal. It's not normal for your brothers and sisters to be from the same dad.
Yeah. You see a woman with cameras, 90% likely she's a single woman.
You know,
Crazy.
in certain areas.
So, yeah.
It's normal. It's and so much things that are happening are normal. You know, the shootings, the killings, like it happens in other places in the world, but in America, it's just a part of the culture.
Yeah.
It actually is a part of the culture. In fact, you have a music genre which is now exported to the rest of the world, which is based around gang violence. You got whole genres that actually support crime. It's insane. And now other places are starting to follow suit and have these
That
things.
Americanism.
That Americanism,
Oh,
people are seeing that the morals ain't there. The president's getting head, openly and all kind of crazy shit. You got the transgenderism, gays, they're pushing the LG thing. Now, and the transgender thing really bugging people out around the world. Wait, hold on. These men are saying that
Promoting
that
it
guy
hard.
is actually a woman. No, pretending to be or actually. And it's like, no, he's actually. And he's like, hold on, look. Men from around the world are like, wait, you can't go to Nigeria and tell a man that. It don't make no sense.
No, don't be witch.
Yeah, like what are you saying to me? Like this person with a penis is actually how does
I
that?
got free stuff.
So the world is the viewpoint of America has gone from these Edomites and these of the West. It's just this high level, high moral, high intellectual society, and it's degrading. The more they push themselves out there through porn and their movies and all that.
That's
I don't know, these people are crazy. The effeminate view of the male, the male in America is seen more and more as effeminate, not a threat. Hold on, these men are a bunch of
Yeah, because the apostles went into the Revelation 17, it says fornication. The word that fornication is porn near.
yeah,
Needs to
that's
be
what
made
they get
public.
porn. Yeah.
So they're putting it on display for the whole world to follow.
Yeah.
That's why they want all these other countries to follow terms of the democracy.
Yeah.
Their democracy is basically fornication
Yeah.
of just doing wickedness.
I was just seeing everything just out of order.
Yeah.
Man getting henpecked by
Women
their
having
woman
more rights
and
than
all
men.
this bullshit. And I'm
All this
thinking,
shit.
the children is the biggest thing that will probably blow people's minds.
Yeah, how they
Just the way the
indoctrinate.
children act
Yeah.
and how they treat adults in other places in the world. It's like, what?
No order.
This is insane. Like, their children actually act like this, and this is normal. No respect, no nothing. So the image of that place has just dropped in people's eyes because they're looking at like who represents them, Beyonce and all this stuff. It's like, hold on,
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan.
Because it's like you've got places for those people in society, but that's over there. Those aren't people you look to for leadership. Those are your entertainers, man.
Yeah.
You know, whereas you've got your political
But you
class.
can tell a lot about a people
Yeah.
by what they're entertained by.
Exactly.
You can tell a lot about a people by what they're entertained by. And what America's entertained by is foolishness beyond. That's why most people think what Americans are stupid.
Yeah.
Now, if people think you're stupid, that's probably one of the lowest regard someone can have for you. Like, you're a fool. It's like, what?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're being brought down low and exposed.
Let's look at what you were saying.
And their military is soon to be exposed by the thermonuclear missiles when they lose World War III.
Habakkuk 2:15, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, which represents philosophy. It says that puttest thy bottle to him and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
Yeah, that's what these men are doing. They're poison man with this foolishness, man. And then I was gonna say, the military, right, is they've got this military, and even the rest of the world now is kind of looking at it like they could get at these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're because I remember someone was trying to say, obviously it's not, not saying it's a doctrine, but someone was saying how, like, they could do a thing where, like, they pull the American military into one place, and then China sets it up in, like, Taiwan, and then the American military is fighting two wars and two fronts. That'll be too thin, way too thin.
Even a big part of this election now is the Trump supporters are saying that if Kamala wins, there's going to be World War III because Kamala, I don't know, whatever. And then if Trump wins, he's going to stop World War III because they're just retarded. These are the stakes.
Yeah, that's it.
That's some heavy stakes. You're saying, look, if Kamala wins, it's going to be World War III. So we need to bring Trump in because he's going to stop World War III and he's going to give us freedom. Yeah, man. It's
Because he keeps
beautiful.
saying that in his talks, and we would have never gone to Ukraine, and I was cool with Putin, and Putin would have
Yeah,
never attacked.
Well, okay,
Bullshit.
that's all good and well to say because you don't have to prove that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You can
already-
just say that.
The damage is already done.
Yeah.
But when he was in power, what did he do?
In fact, I'm going to read verse 16 as well. It says, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also. Let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
Great judgment, because the world is really going to see when that place collapses. And when it collapses, it's going to show how uncivilized the people really are.
Yes.
And it's going to be televised. That these people that were claiming to be so, they point the finger, oh, look at these savages over here. You're going to see who the real bugged out savages are in America. The real bugged out people are. That's what you're going to find out, that you were just
Yeah.
men. You try to act like you were like next level elves and gods that were so far and above everyone else. And you're just going to find out, no, you're just dirty people just like you're heathens, man.
Yeah. You know how, like, you'll get like travel advisors. Don't go Nigeria, don't go. It's gonna be don't go America.
No flies on.
So I don't mean to say Nigeria. It's the first
Yeah, no,
thing.
that's right.
Yeah, but there is that viewpoint that
Yeah.
everywhere else is just crazy and low morals. But this is America. We got high
Yeah.
morals. No, you don't, man.
Don't.
You follow that true crime thing, yeah. Some of the cases that happen in America, like that
Heinous.
Chris Watt, yeah. I've been watching a lot of the interviews. He's a straight up psychopath. That guy had a mistress, and instead of just divorcing his wife like a normal man does in America, this guy fucking killed the wife, the two daughters, and she was pregnant at the time. And he watched the interrogation. He's such a psychopath. He was like, I don't know where they are, and I want to find them too. But what was giving him away was he would say stuff like, those kids. And it was that's distancing. You know, you study language, you can see that. Hold on, this guy ain't talking about them like
Mike.
my
don't know
kids.
them, yeah.
He said those kids. So you've already distanced yourself from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he killed them and dumped them in an old oil tanker. The guy a demon, man. This is no one-off thing in America. There's a lot of that shit happening, man.
Well, he had long legs. Long legs. Was in America. Long legs was in America.
Yeah, there's a lot of that demonic shit happening, man.
America's fucked.
And that's before all hell breaks loose and they release all the demons. So how much more?
I just got to think this is one on the US Army and it's like depletion of
Yeah, if you
Oh, because the Ukraine thing is like hella depleted a lot of the NATO reserves.
Yeah, NATO
I remember
reserves,
we
yeah.
touched on that a couple of weeks back.
I'll just get through it. This is
yeah,
from-
what's happening with that Ukraine thing? Is Ukraine winning or not?
It's not a big thing in the news no more.
Neither. The Israel thing's kind of died down too after Israel did that attack, and we don't even know what happened with that attack. It's kind of like you don't even know
Yeah.
what happened. Like, did he do
No
anything or not do
investigations,
anything?
nothing.
So and then Iran saying they're gonna attack back.
Yeah.
But I believe all that's gonna happen after the big event, the big event that's gonna happen next week that we can't wait for. Ooh. Ooh. So excited! I'm gonna buy a bottle of port. As soon as I get home, I'm gonna be drinking that port, man. I might get myself a bottle of that Dead Man's Rum, the vanilla thing. It's £16 on Amazon. But obviously you have to be there to receive delivery. But they're selling it for £16, man. I might get a bottle of that, like the sip on that with some ice. You ain't gonna put no mixer in that. No.
This is from the Heritage Foundation. It was published in February 15th, 2024. Titled, "In 2024, the US military is weak, and that should scare you." Main points are according to this article, in the late 1980s, the US Navy possessed nearly 600 ships, keeping approximately 100 at sea. Today, it has 292, yet maintains the same number deployed. Let's give it to the main points. In 1989, the Army had 770,000 soldiers in active combat. Today, it has 452,000.
Yeah, they're exhausted. You know, the American military is exhausted because the way they operate their military is not how military is supposed to operate. You're not supposed to be constantly at war.
Yeah.
It becomes exhausting. Like, why are we even the soldiers that are there, like, why are we doing this? They're exhausted. If you look at the way our military was set up as Israelites, David had courses. So he had a standing army, but you wouldn't be in the standing army for like a year. Or 2 years, 3 years, you know what I mean? You'd be a 1 month at a time, unless there was an actual war. You'd only have to go for a month, and when your month was done, you went back into your land and wherever you was doing and popping your woman into. These men are constantly away, constantly involved in a war. For what though? They're not even fighting for their land. They're not. It's one thing if man are stepping to your borders, yeah, you're gonna get smoky. But you're in some place that you don't even know about, like in some base somewhere. What the fuck is going on? So a lot of men, they were saying they're struggling to get recruitment. Yeah, because the young men now.
Yeah.
I mean, why am I even signing up for the military for? For them, where is the threat here?
Yeah, exactly.
What are we doing? Like? So they need something.
Because isn't that why they say Turkey presents quite a big problem for them, because Turkey's got a large military that they want in NATO. But obviously NATO, that Turkey's also want to be BRICS, so that it's sort of like they can't just like go and be like, nah, fuck you, because they actually kind of need them.
Yeah, NATO. Turkey's got it's actually one of the most powerful military nations. You look it up. Turkey's surprisingly, man, they got a large standing army.
Yeah.
Because it's difficult to maintain a massive army because there has to be motivation for people to actually be in the army.
Yeah.
And if people are exhausted, like all the wars are blending into each other, it's like, what are we even doing? Like all the juice from 9/11 is gone. Man. They need new juice.
Real talk.
The state of Israel, they're running out of juice because all the Israelis are leaving them rather than fight, obviously, because they got dual nationality. They only went there because they thought it was gonna be peace. They didn't go there to fight. Them man ain't pulling up in Heathrow right now. Going to Stamford Hill and shit. Gold is green and that. But I mean, they ain't trying to be fucking fighting no crazy Arabs, man.
In 1989, the army had 770,000 soldiers in active combat. Today it is 452,000, shrinking by 33,000 last year alone. By the end of this year,
Which means as people are retiring and dying or being sick, they're not able to replace the soldiers with new recruits. Because man are like, yo, what am I doing? Let me just do some live stream on COD, man. So I'm like, what is the purpose for me to fight, for America, man?
Wars, yeah. Now they want to recruit more youths and all that. And the youths are like, go there for what? People are like, what are we gonna go fight for America for? What?
yeah.
Illegal wars.
Yeah.
So
then
they see how they treat their veterans. When they come back, they treat them like shit.
Yeah, and everyone knows you like your wife's getting popped.
Yeah. It's like,
It's a bad fucking deal when you think about it, man.
This guy there to sacrifice himself.
Come back with no legs. Man. There was the British guy that came back with no legs, and he started balling when he found out the Taliban took over. As soon as he left, saying, "Oh, they used us like
Yeah.
nothing. It was a waste."
Yeah,
Even when they go over, that's why they suffer from
Yeah,
mass
bro.
PTSD.
So why the
Because
hell
they
was you over there,
come
man?
back and they realize that the war that they went through
Because your
not what
dumbass
they want.
thought that some dudes in a cave somewhere in Arab land
attacked
committed
America.
such a sophisticated attack
Exactly.
as fucking
Exactly.
an airplane. These men, listen, they're not that sophisticated.
Mm.
Like
Just
Afghanistan
people, man.
is just they're goat herders and that. But
Exactly.
them man didn't even 99.9% of Afghanistan probably couldn't even tell you how to get to America or where it is.
Yeah.
You thought they was a threat. Them man
True.
just want to smoke opium,
Chill in the mountains,
oppress
man.
their women, and fucking have the bacha boys bouncing up and down in their cots.
Oh man.
That's what they don't give a damn about
Yeah,
what's
man.
going on in America. America, they said they did a thing. And most of them didn't even know that the whole moon landing happened, man. Them man are living in
They don't know shit.
what? And you man thought you should have just left them motherfuckers alone.
Exactly.
But we know what it was all about: the opium, the resources. It wasn't really about a threat coming out of Afghanistan. What could be the threat?
Well, what yeah.
They said, one guy I was watching, I was in work one time, and this Muslim guy was saying, yeah, the Afghanistan they're going to invade England. I'm like, bro, invade England?
Wow.
What are they going to do? Get British Airways flights? How the fuck are they going to get an army of Afghanistanis all the way from Afghanistan to the shores of Britain? Do you understand? Like, how does that even work? They don't need. It's a landlocked country, right?
I'll check.
Is it landlocked? I'm sure Afghanistan's
I'm sure it
landlocked.
is.
I'll confirm this now. I do believe so.
So how are they gonna do this? What, their goats ride their goats or some pickup trucks? There's just gonna be a big parade of pickup trucks
Come through on the
Air
fucking
drop,
donkey.
and bachi boys
Yeah,
holding
yeah.
AKs.
You're gonna come in on parachutes.
Yeah, landlocked.
It's like, how are they gonna get to England, bro? And are you for real? Like, it's not even reality. Like, how would a bunch of Afghanistanis gonna launch you need a full military infrastructure and supply chains, logistics.
Yeah.
That's why these people are stupid. You don't just launch war on the other side of the planet like you're going on holiday. That's a real.
They wouldn't even make it into the UK because they got to deal with NATO airspace as well. And
That means they have to have planes. What planes they got
Exactly.
to launch an invasion into Britain? Are you for real? Like,
I probably
When
ain't got 24 plate cars yet.
Exactly. No, because I'm saying even was what the elders going into. When you look at like when everything was heating up over there in the Middle East, what you was having was like NATO troops, NATO hardware, military hardware being moved into the region to help support the mission. So, for instance, talking about your fighter jets. Okay, let's say they had 2 fighter jets. Have they got a tanker?
refueling.
A refueling tank? Because that's one of the big things.
Bro, they got a few goats. They had some goats and some opium. They were never a threat to Britain or America.
Yeah.
And that is just a fact. Them man could have just been left alone, but it was all lies.
Yeah.
It was all lies, man. Like, they could have been left alone.
Because talking about the veterans, this is Sirach.
The man in the hills, the man didn't even know America existed, bro.
No,
All they saw was man coming in like, yo, what the fuck
what's
is going on?
Yeah, aliens.
A couple of you man blew up a building in America. How? How they learned how to fly a plane? What?
What's the place? On the veterans, in Sirach 26:28, there be 2 things that grieve my heart, and the third maketh me angry: a man of war that suffereth poverty, right? It was going in. You get a whole load of veterans that are just out. You see them in their military garb,
Yeah.
you know.
To the point where the veterans are looking to attack America.
Yeah.
They've been mistreated and lied to. So they're
Used and
looking to attack
abused.
the government.
And again, only the elites and their corporations benefited.
Yeah.
They didn't really benefit. They didn't even get spoiled. The most they got is a little bit of panani when they raped up a few women over there, but that don't last, does it?
They call them expendable.
What did they get out of that? At least back in the day, man, go to war and the actual individual soldiers can come back with a. They didn't even come back with a few Afghanistan maid servants to work in and cut their grass or something. Man. The man came back with nothing.
No limbs.
No limbs and an opium addiction.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, what do you call it? They get hurt each time a firework goes off.
You know what I mean? It's insane. Man. They didn't get nothing. Man. And some basic pay, man.
Yeah.
If that.
And a little badge.
Yeah, a little badge of honor.
That's fast.
Sure.
Yeah. So what the rest of the scripture goes on to say,
A
it
bunch
says,
of kids that ain't yours. Kids
man.
got a tan and everything.
Oh man, that's fucked up. It's true.
You got a tan and chinky eyes. Insane.
It says, and men of understanding that are not set by it, and one that returneth from righteousness to sin, the Lord prepareth such an one for the sword.
Yeah, man. They're man dealing with them veterans the right way, man.
That's fucked up.
But that's because them veterans, they're just tools, and they always have been just tools.
That's it.
You know, they're just sacrifices, and every year they have these memorials, and people don't realize those memorials are rituals where they're summoning that sacrifice they made for the New World Order. When you see these, when you go to these war memorials, it's all obelisks and all that stuff, and they sacrificed the blood of those men for the New World Order. They weren't sacrificed for freedom.
They wear the red poppy seeds and they got man in a wheelchair, bare olders, decrepit as fuck, looking like the crep people. Talking about, I fought in World War II.
The Battle of the Somme.
You
You
had
had
them
them
niggas
niggas,
there, bullshit.
Them niggas just dying over like 100 yards of land. Bro. It's insane.
I remember reading into that 60,000 man in one day dead.
Just have your name written on a
60.
fucking piece of stone.
Oh,
That's how they honor you.
Blood sacrifice, and the bloods they're gonna try and do a big blood sacrifice again.
Yeah.
That's what the World War III's for. But the Lord have a sacrifice in Bosra for real.
that's right.
Good.
So I said this main point. Since 2011, the service has lost 121,000 troops, 22% of its force. Most of its major weapons were purchased in the 1980s. Says
No, so I'm trying.
Yeah, we're gonna close up.
says real quick 14. So let me just get the main points. It says during 14 years ago, America committed to modernizing its portfolio of nuclear weapons. Since then, our nuclear enterprise hasn't produced a single new weapon. Meanwhile, China has produced 100 in just the past year and is on track to quadruple its inventory of nuclear missiles by 2030. Iran is near nuclear, having
Because they don't really need. America's got some. They already got loads. That's why they're not gonna. They've got thousands of these fuckers, man. So it doesn't really matter. Modernization would really. Modern warfare doesn't need a lot of the things they had before. War advances, and so there's certain things that they naturally are not going to replace because they're kind of not useful in a new form of warfare. Warfare is headed more towards drones. The drone warfare has changed war because war always changes. Just like there's a reason man don't ride around on horses no more or build castles. Like war changes as to what is effective. You know, and there's certain things, like for instance, we're talking about the aircraft carriers. The aircraft carriers are losing effectiveness now because the hypersonic missiles make them almost
Sitting ducks.
sitting ducks, basically, to be completely destroyed after you spent like 50 billion making them.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on.
With like all of your planes on them, all of your personnel on them, or it's like certain of them are like 2,000 people can be on it at one time.
It's
So
moving
they're
cities.
coming out of the water as well.
Yeah. Alright, so they're saying, according to this, during the Cold War, West Germany had 5,000 main battle tanks. Today it has 300, of which fewer than 100 are considered operational. But that's better than in 2021 when only 13 were made available for deployment. In the United Kingdom, the army is its smallest since 1710, and the leaders have said they would struggle to put a single division in field. Britain's military service, combined 160,000 service members, are smaller than the US Marine Corps at 174,000. The Royal Navy possesses a mere 20 surface combatants. France only has 19 large surface warships. In the days since the Cold War, French tanks have reduced from 1,349 to 222, and fighter aircraft from 686 to 254.
Yeah, and a lot of this is down to the changing of warfare. Warfare has changed more towards, like I said, the delivery of missiles and damage rather than the delivery of men. Like, it's different. Like, a lot of times, like for instance, a tank is very useful in a form of warfare where it's a lot of men versus men, and then you got the tank. But it's not useful when men are flinging missiles at each other, because they're just going to fling a missile at your tank.
Yeah.
But then there's little skirmishes where they are useful, and that's why you will still have tanks, but they might not be as useful as they was in 1914. So you might not have 1,000 of them. You might have strategically 200 in specific reasons. So a lot of this is kind of like how warfare moves on. Some forms of weaponry is not as functional now as it was in You're not going to have your army be the same. If your army is the same in 1945 as it is in 2024, then you've kind of not, then you're fucked basically, because that means you're not kept up with what's effective and what isn't effective. So some of this stuff is like, I wouldn't expect them to have the same amount of tanks, because this isn't 1914, isn't it?
Things are more advanced now.
Things have got a little bit more advanced. They'll probably have more drones now, for instance, than they would have a tank. A drone, a fleet of drones is probably more effective than a tank now.
Yeah, well, because what a fleet of drones can do a lot of things. You can have like electronic warfare on them. They're inexpensive in comparison to a tank.
Well, Iran showed that. Iran showed that in the way they use their drones. That it can be very in Ukraine even they're using drones and being effective with it.
The whole Israel thing that is using their
So
airstrikes.
they're gonna have tanks, but a lot of stuff is not gonna be the same as it was before. So they have to analyze it that way too, you know. But they're gonna need men because they want men to die. So they're definitely gonna recruit men and send them over there to get smashed by missiles.
Boots on the ground. That's the Lord said that. In the gather the nations.
Yeah. The great meat grinder. They just go give them. They know they're gonna die. But they knew they were gonna die in World War. Listen, these wars nowadays are not for men. Any man that goes into these wars thinking it's designed for you, it's not. The ancient war was designed for men. You had a chance. In the ancient warfare, where you just got your sword and your shield and your buckler, bro, you had a good chance. Running in some arrows, you put your thing up, and then you then just start. And then it's like once they start inventing like these machineries, that's why you had 60,000 man dying in one day, because you could just have a guy like I always explain. You can have a guy you see the movies where they got fucking Japanese on top of a hill somewhere, and they're dug in with a machine gun, and you need to take that hill. You could throw fucking 500 mans at that hill. There's 2 men in the thing, and they're just gonna go reload, and you're like charge, and then in quick time 500 men are dead. That's not how it was in the ancient world. You probably have 500 versus 500, and then 300 died, and the rest got captured, and then it's cool. In this, 500 man can die by 3 men. One time.
Asymmetrical, is that what it is? Asymmetrical?
Yeah, and it's getting even worse. With the technology now, it's even worse, man. So they know when they're sending people out in these battlefields, bro, you're like,
casualties of war.
Come on, these drones will just fly up on you and just blow your shit up, man. That's it.
One of the concerns they try raising this is they're saying the majority of young men in America are ineligible for military service without a waiver due to physical or mental health issues, obesity, criminal records, substance.
Yeah, they'll waive all that. In an emergency, you waive all that and just send them out.
Because that's how it ended up with underage people fighting in World War II. You know?
Yeah, they'll waive all that and send them out there.
That's what this. Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
That's why when the people go into this war, just know you're gonna die. So this war is only designed for machines. You're gonna die. Like there's too much missiles, there's too many drones, too much high level tech and weapons. Like you ain't really got a chance in modern day warfare, to be honest with you. If it goes all out, you're just probably gonna die. You could be on a boat ain't gonna hypersonic missile.
Because I mean, it's one of them ones where it's like which the laws all one day I'll go into, but like when you look into like these just these conventional weapons, man, they're crazy. Like we were saying, the bunker buster that they used to take out that guy, the damage, the size of that. I was like, whoa. You know, you look into like thermobaric weapons. You remember the Moab, mother of all bombs, where it's just it has like almost the effect of a nuclear weapon in terms of just a big blast wave like that, and just all gone.
But that the Lord's gonna have these men to die by the hands of these. It's not gonna do much, but you know,
and that's not even to talk about the weapons we don't. You know, because for instance, we always reference. We always reference the Panama deception. You know, laser technology back then, and then now they're rolling it out more in the open because you get a few aircraft carriers that have lasers on them now. You know, and rail guns, the experiment. So it's gonna be messy, man. It's gonna be messy.
Stop there. It was really quick.
Isaiah 47:9. But these two things shall come upon thee in a moment and in one.
Fact, you know what, man? I got to read up. Just read quickly as possible from 4.
Isaiah 47:4. As for our Redeemer, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Yeah, our Redeemer. Yahushua is not the Redeemer of America. Just get that one thing straight. Our Redeemer.
Host is his name, the Holy One of Israel.
Israel. So the Lord's coming to deliver the Israelites, not America. So you can be an American if you want, okay? But just know, you're through.
Sit down and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms.
What were the Chaldeans know? Well, Babylon, the reason it says the daughter of the Chaldeans is because the Chaldea was a region, and you had a whole bunch of city-states in that region, which each had their own moment of being the top city-state. That's why Akkad was one, and you had the Akkadian Empire. Akkad was at one point top. You had Sumer. You had a point where you look in the history, Sumer conquered all those city-states, and you had the Sumerian Empire. But then you have the most famous of them all, which is the Babylonian Empire. Babylon was a city in the land of Chaldea. And what were they known for? They were known for the mysticism and the witchcraft. All right, all that man talking about Anunnaki and all that demonic bullshit, that all goes back to where? The Sumerians. Yeah, that's the same area. It's the Chaldeans. America deals with all that same witchcraft of the Chaldeans.
I was wroth for my people, I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand.
Right, we were given into the hand of Esau Edom. And what did he do? Destroy us. He destroyed us as a people. Right? Fed us poison. And these Edomites want to stand there and make it look like the condition that Jake is in today is only of Jake's own choosing, when they have a hand to play in Esau in the way our people are. A big part of why Jake is the way they are is directly because Esau's manipulation. That's not to make Jake innocent, but you got to say it like it is. Esau's there feeding into it. He went into the crack academy,
Yeah, it says, and so it says, thou didst show them no mercy, upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke, and thou hast said, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou did not lay these things to thy heart.
When you conquered the Native American Indians, when you enslaved the so-called Negroes, from then on until now, it never entered into your mind you was gonna have to pay for it, because you have that supremacist attitude where you're just, you know, that self-righteousness. Listen, we ain't who gonna make us pay? You know, we gonna, you know, you got that idea in your head, so you never think to yourself, "Rah, like I'm not gonna have to pay for this," you know. Even to this day, you don't think you're gonna have to pay for it, but you're gonna have to pay for it.
It says, so that thou did not lay these things to thy heart, neither did remember the latter end of it.
You didn't know that the end of all what you were doing, the little joyride you was on, ridiculing the so-called Negro and having your fun, and taking the piss, You didn't know that the end of that was going to be fire. Hot hot fire that was going to burn you and your family to a crisp, and everything you believe in and everything you invested and built. Dusted. You didn't think about that. You thought it was going to be for glory, an everlasting memorial for yourself. No, you didn't know you were going to become an everlasting memorial for shame. You didn't think about that, did you?
Therefore, hear now this.
You didn't consider their latter end.
No, you didn't consider it, man.
Thou that are given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I
Given
am.
to pleasures, entertainment. Man are not serious out here. Even in this supposed to be the most pivotal election of your lifetime, and man are still Hulkamania, brother. And Beyonce, you know, it's fun. Have you heard that?
No,
They made a song out of, Trump saying, Trump said, yeah, she's partying with Beyonce, and they cut it and made it into a dance track. Like,
The people was
Beyonce-
upset that she didn't sing at Kamala's
Yeah, because they thought it was a
Yeah,
concert.
they thought it was gonna be a concert. They was actually upset that
crazy.
she didn't sing. That's what shows you
Yeah, man.
how stupid the people
Man are
are.
given to that entertainment, man.
Yeah.
But that's why the entertainers are the ones that people care about who's endorsing who. Fucking actors and singers.
Trump tried to counteract and get 50 Cent down there to perform
Yeah,
many
he's not
man. Says therefore hear now this, thou art given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
Right, they don't believe that they could be, conquered or destroyed, like how they see other nations get conquered and destroyed. But that's gonna happen. Well,
For these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for great.
I told you, America, if you understand witchcraft, which I know a little bit about witchcraft and the occult, because it's our job to recognize and anyone who's versed in the occult in any small faction, we just look at America, the buildings, the companies, just the TV, the Hollywood, and you just be like, raw, this is all occultism, this is all witchcraft.
But that's
Oh, you be watching a movie, oh, that's occultic doctrine. This whole movie is about occultic doctrine.
that's where they birthed Diddy. People like Diddy and all that come from America, man.
Yeah, the whole thing is occultic. The songs that they're singing, just look. Oh, you shouldn't even need to know by looking at these music videos. Turn the sound up and watch these music videos. It's all occultic. It's not random. Occultic symbolisms, everything's occultic. Numerology, gematria, everything. They just throw all the witchcraft out there. Multitude of the sorceries.
Yeah.
Even when they build the buildings, is the White House itself designed by Masons. God,
It says, for these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. But thou,
You see that? The left-right paradigm itself is one of the biggest enchantments that's ever happened in the history of the planet. No one's done it like this. The way they've got these people under a state of psychosis, it's amazing to watch. You're like, right, these people are actually on a spell. They're actually they're not thinking straight. They're totally under that spell. And they're even going into the stadiums and channeling the energy into the stadiums, man. And they got these people ripped up into hysteria.
for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee.
They think that the elites, they really think that all this witchcraft that they're doing is going to culminate in their will being performed, which is the establishment of the New World Order. But it's not. It's going to culminate in the destruction of their kingdom and the coming of our Lord, Yahweh Shai. That's where it's going to divert.
And
Well, that's
thou
how car crashes happen, man. Hey, there's one guy I knew, right? He was an R6 rider, right? And he had a fucking plate in his head, yeah. And I was bare naive in it. I was like, yeah, what? Because tell me about the crash he had. He was fucked, man. Got a plate in his head. I'm like, well, I thought ain't you a good rider? He said, yeah, everyone's a good rider until you wake up in the hospital. That's how it works. The reason you had the crash is because you're a good rider. Because you're good. You're confident. Because you can fucking ride, right? Yeah, and then it's just that one mistake. It's just that one split second where
Yeah.
things didn't go your way, and you just wake up and your family's there, and you got a plate in your head. That's how it works. And the same thing's gonna happen to Esau. Everything's going,
A little bit of oil slick on the
and it's just
road.
that one and then you just wake up in slavery. Like, oh,
Crash
I
Bandit, Crash Bandit.
Yeah.
but you was good though. You
Yeah.
had it all down packed. You know the witchcraft was working. You're
Highway.
manipulating that. You got everything figured out.
That's crazy.
He was on the highway to hell.
That's how it works.
On the highway to hell. Johnny
If you,
Blaze.
if you ain't good at riding, you're not even going to be
Yeah,
confident enough to
yeah.
be traveling at that speed to make that mistake.
Yeah.
It's the guys that know and they do it 10 times out of the week. You know, but I knew man that was sick on the R6.
There was that guy from Hornsey.
Then one of the dudes right now is in a wheelchair. Why? It just takes that one time when you're overconfident, arrogant, pride, you know, and it's maybe you shouldn't have been doing that. It was a bit wet or whatever, or some dickhead pulled out in front of you didn't anticipate.
Well, yeah, you know, easy because
No.
like for instance, I was I was walking the other day and there was this cyclist, and but what did you say? She's like, it's my right of way, basically. And I was like, yeah, until one guy doesn't follow the rules.
Yeah, you're fucked.
And then now,
Then you're squashed under a lorry or something. Where that happened the other day. brother. Same thing. So it's all good and well when you're doing all this witchcraft and it's working, and you got the people where you want them, and yeah, we're gonna do the and then Yahweh Shai turns up, and everything's fucked. Oh shit, we didn't really plan for that to actually happen. How do we do it? No, you can't deal with it. You're done. You're done, man.
Finished. Thanks.
Slavery.
Says, thy wisdom and thy knowledge have perverted thee, and thou hast said,
Yeah, because you got all the witchcraft of the ancients. You know, you did your what's that cool guy called again? You know, the guy that was running around finding the lost ark and all that.
Indiana.
Yeah, you did all your Indiana Jones. So you've got all the witchcraft from Egypt and Sumer. You dug that up, and you got this and you got that, and you think, yeah, so if we get all of this together, we can overturn prophecy. We can just, you know, we could establish our will. We could be gods.
Yeah.
No, don't work like that, bro.
You know, Dr. Strange.
Obeah always works. The guard ring will always work until the day it don't work, and you're in the spirit world. Wondering
don't
why did my
realize-
guard ring not protect me this day?
It tells you that, and I said already earlier, that they're going to seek to their wizards, familiar spirits, but they don't understand that the Heavenly Father controls that part of the coin as well. He
So-
controls both sides of the coin.
Is that day when the remote don't work?
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
It just happens. It always just happens, isn't it?
Exactly.
I don't like.
Yeah.
Hey, it works till it don't work, can it? Go ahead.
And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
believe the Most High. The Most High is the one that's in control or who's in power. You're trying to do your own thing.
Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off.
You ain't gonna be able to when this thing starts going where it's gonna go. No one's gonna be able to say, wait, hey, time out. Let's go back to a month ago. Let's reset. Like, let's just no.
There's no going back.
Yeah. You remember? Wait, let me tell you something. You know that? Remember that thing? Let me tell you something. It's too late, bro. It's too late. It's gotta go.
And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail. Thou art worthy in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee.
Yeah, because we know that the dates they choose for all these events all goes back to witchcraft. You know, they deal with the astrologies and the numerologies and the geometrias and all this stuff. Let that save you. It ain't gonna save you. Go on.
Behold, they shall be a stubble for the fire. So they shall be a stubble, the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, and none shall save thee.
That's right. So America's gonna be destroyed, and all the events that are unfolding right now is all leading towards that inevitable end. And so we're gonna enjoy it. Lord willing, you know, we're gonna be here next week, and we're gonna be reviewing all of the excitement that's happened, man. But definitely, you know, be circumspect, man. Be circumspect. Expect anything, man. But one thing, it's all gonna go in the way of prophecy. It's not going to go against prophecy. All right. So we say Kal Halal, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to you brothers out there teaching.